they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up to take the biggest L out of
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up to take the biggest L out of
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up to take the biggest L out of
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go.
Off the Record D merch was created as an extension of the community that grew around the podcast, the live streams, and the conversations that happen every day. The designs are inspired by real moments, real reactions, real stories that represent the culture around the game and the mindset behind building something from nothing. Each piece reflects the growth of the brand, the supporters who helped shape it, and the journey that's still in progress. This isn't just clothing. It's a way to represent the era, the community, and the belief that consistency, creativity, and hard work can turn a small idea into something lasting. Off the Record D merch stands for the grind, the supporters, and the legacy that we're still building. Off the Record D merch was created as an extension of the community that grew around the podcast, the live streams, and the conversations.
What is
that
going
happen
on,
every
everybody?
day.
Let me get on the screen.
The designs are inspired.
Screen. What's going on, everybody? What is going on, good people? Good people. Okay, my sound check is good. I can put this down. Hit that like button on the way in, everybody. Hit that like button on the way in. All right, we got that done. Let's go. It's Friday. Feeling good. Got a great stream. About to be a great weekend. So hopefully y'all feeling good. Hopefully y'all are feeling good. All right. I'm all settled. How the light look? Light looks straight. We don't got to worry about that. Light looks straight. Let's do like we normally do and greet everybody on the way in. What is going on? First up, Detroit Gemini. Happy Friday, Off the Record family. What's going on, Detroit Gemini? R Jizzle. What's going on? I can't get over those sweaty armpits with the extra clothes with Cam Newton. Hey, that might be the funniest thing you said on here. What's going on, R Jizzle? Go Colts, unless they're playing the Browns. Go Pacers, unless they're playing the Cavs. Go Fever. The Cleveland team has been announced, has been accepted. Our WNBA team is not there yet. So go Fever, unless they're playing the Las Vegas Aces. Y'all know my squad. What's going on? CO7 111. Good morning, all. Fabulous Friday is here. Feeling good. Key Mathis, what is going on? Let me get to it.
45-47.
45-47. Oh man, I like Key Mathis intro. Hey, where the party at? Oh man, Key Mathis, what you know about that jagged edge? So we're gonna take a little side road real quick. I don't know what it is, but during the late 1990s, early 2000s was peak R&B groups. It was peak, y'all. I'm talking about the pinnacle. It hasn't been the same since then, but J.E., y'all. Jagged Edge? Come on now. Where the party at? I'm not going to start this day off singing, but shout out to Key Mathis with that Jagged Edge. Great morning, family. Happy Friday. Yeah, I'm the old man now, and I'm looking at stuff like, man, they don't make them like they used to. They don't make them like they used to. Man, oh man. Just a little old man rant right there for y'all. Let's keep it pushing. Wait a minute. Where's my good sis, Black Pearl? She usually holding the entry door down, greeting us. Black Pearl, I know she usually here early. It's usually top of the morning, Black Pearl. So we're going to be looking out for Black Pearl, seeing if she joins us today. Good morning, Felix, TGIF. How you feeling? Good morning, Tika. Tika says, I'm off today. So I get to focus. Happy Friday. Let's make it great. Let's have a good one.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
He didn't learn nothing. Zedric, what's going on? How you feeling, man?
Cole, you stupid.
We do not care.
We do not care. Ivar, Sapase, Bless Buff, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling today? Hit the like button, fam. When you walk in the door, hit the like button. Off the record, doing numbers in 2026. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's how I'm feeling, y'all. That's how I'm feeling.
Well.
Wrong one. Here we go. We got some big things planned for 2026. We got some big things planned for 2026. As y'all know, merch is on the way. We ironing out a few last minute details, but merch is on the way. Merch is coming soon. Be looking out for that. Got some things we're gonna do with the watch parties. It's gonna be exciting. Once we get to that part of the season. Also, I'm going to be working on taking my watch parties to the next level. So y'all just want to stick around. Y'all want to be here for it. It's going to be a big year in 2026. Big year in 2026. Shout out to Kaylin Clark. Oh, man, I can't read the rest of that. The best women's basketball player is Asia Wilson. Check the statue of South Carolina. Check her stats in the WNBA. Come on, man. Art Jizzle, when you say Asia Wilson's name, you got to put some respect on it. Put some respect on
my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
She is a legend already. Already. Daisha, what's going on? Happy Friday. Gotta be my J.E. banger. Y'all, I'm gonna have to look it up and tell you the name of the album. I want to get it right. But Jagged Edge, oh my goodness. JE 112 and Next. You can't go wrong. But I would say out of those three, mine was Jagged Edge. Yeah, mine was Jagged Edge. I got to say Jagged Edge. It was definitely Jagged Edge. I'm going to tell you my favorite Jagged Edge album. I should go good. If all the new wizards will talk about Jagged Edge, I'll go in the attic and pull the CD out for y'all. So I know some of younger people like CDs. Yeah, I still got my CD book. Talk to him, Zedric. Asia Wilson retire or something for real. Y'all want to hear some bangers? Go to Apple Music and check out some of my playlists. Straight fire. Oh, Latika, drop a link in the group chat. Definitely drop a link in the group chat, because when I'm like spending long days working on the computer, I'll go to listen to the same things over and over again. So I definitely need some stuff to add to my list. So definitely drop a link in the group chat, Latika. I went to school with Kyle McNair in Decatur. ATL. ATL. Kaylin Clark says she's going to put a little oomph in her game. She got to do something, man. I want to see Kaylin Clark get through a season healthy. That's what I want to see. And this is all seriousness. I want to see her get through a season healthy. It was unfortunate that she had I think it was a hamstring injury that just kept getting her slowing down her season this past year. But I want to see her healthy, make it through a year healthy. So shout out to her. Let's see. Let me do two things at once. Let's go here. I still got mine. I got a DVD one too. Yeah. Man, oh man, those times. I still have. You missed the Jagged Edge reference though, off the record D. Where you at? Where I miss you at, Art Jizzle? Oh, you put a little oomph in their game? I take it too serious. Because I started talking about her health. And I went off there. Let's see. Let me get this pulled up. Let me get this pulled up. Yeah, I still have CDs, DVDs. I still got PlayStation games, all of those. Okay, perfect. Shout out to you, Tika. Dropped it in the chat. Let me see. I'm gonna tell y'all. Let me find my favorite album I listen to the most from them. Shout out to you for dropping it in the chat, Tika. Okay. All right. I had to go back. So I think my favorite Jagged Edge album, let me double check, make sure my song's on here. Oh, yeah. My favorite Jagged Edge album is Hard. That's my favorite Jagged Edge album. I had to make sure I told y'all the right name. Hard is my favorite Jagged Edge album. That is my favorite one. They Ain't J.E., Walked Out of Heaven, Girls Gone Wild, Hard, Dance Floor, What It's Like. Oh, yeah, this is definitely my favorite one. That's my favorite one. Car Show, towards the end of the album, that's probably my number one. Let's see what my number two would be. Where we at? Mofo E, Bam scored 83 points because of Wilson. Respect Wilson, best WNBA player. Best in the game. Dang, Arjizzle, you still got the Dreamcast? Systems I wish we would have took better care of. I wish you would have took better care of our Nintendo, our Dreamcast. Let me see. Nintendo, Dreamcast, and it's one more I'm trying to think of. Probably our original PlayStation. I wish we would have took better care of those growing up. I wish we would have took better care. We didn't. Let's Get Married was my favorite Jagged Edge album. Yeah, I think it's you know what it is for me? I like the Hard album the most because the beats, you could just ride and listen to it in the car. This is back and listen to the car. So 2003, during that time, I went from 1985 Buick LeSabre. That was my first car. My first car was a 1985 Buick LeSabre. I had the face-off CD player. So I went from there, and then I ended up getting my second car was a Chevy Tahoe, a 1995 Chevy Tahoe. So, CDs was hitting, so you had to ride around and listen to it. So that Hard album, man, just crazy. I'm way off the rails. We all deep into music. Let's keep this thing going. I grew up in the transition of digital and physical copies. I should get into vinyl. That's something I want to do. When I build out like my next studio for streaming, I definitely want to I want to get a vinyl collection. That's something I want to do. Want to get into vinyl. Let's see. Salute my brother. Great content as usual. Sonia Austin, what's going on? Welcome in. Nothing is promised to me and you. Yeah, y'all not about to have me singing. Y'all not about to have me singing. I'm not about to be singing. Y'all got me singing the other day. I'm not about to be singing the whole straight. Appreciate you, Tika. Jagged Edge had good private basketball sessions at their crib in ATL. I can't say more. Shout out to you. Mo. I went to this replay and grabbed all the Dreamcast games. Yeah, I still got my Xbox. I got my Xbox 360. And then I have my new Xbox. I don't get to play them much at all, but I still have all my Xboxes. I don't have any of my PlayStations I had back in the day. J.E. Heartbreak was my favorite album. It had jams back to back. Heartbreak. Did she say he can love you? What you trying to do? Girl is mine. Healing. Let's Get Married. True Man. Can I get with you? Oh, Promise. Oh, this is. Oh man. Okay. All right. Detroit Gemini. That's probably a close second for me. I like that one. I like that album. I had to look at it. I like J.E., but I like Silk better. You like Silk better? See, to me, J.E. was cool because they was a little bit more like hip hop-ish. To me, Silk was more like that. Silk was grown and sexy R&B, and I wasn't that grown and sexy time. You know what I'm saying? How old was I around that time? I'm like 18, 19, and 20 in that age range. Man, I wasn't ready for Silk during that time. Of course, I remember them. I know their songs, but man, I was on more rapping like the beats and stuff during that time. Oh man, y'all trying to get me to sing. A.M. Williams, what's going on? Thank you for breaking it up so they don't get me singing. A.M. Williams, what's going on? Put a little umph in it. Was a jam too. Man, Zedric. Rolling down the lonely highway, asking God to please forgive me. They went crazy on that. They went super crazy on that. Super crazy. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. That's definitely a classic right there. Definitely a classic. That's their weakest single to me. Not as timeless as others. I got the Mortal Kombat vs. Marvel on Dreamcast. Oh, the throwback. Yeah. I don't know. I just, at that point in my life, I wasn't going through enough to just feel it like I feel music now. So I would say that's kind of the difference with Silk. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. And that's when you felt heartbreak. That's when you felt heartbreak. The R&B, it let you express, especially in the car by yourself, express your heartbreak you was going through because you wasn't the only one that was going through it. So that's what I say about that during that R&B phase. During the R&B phase, I got a great show for y'all today, y'all. I got a great show. We're going to get to Emmitt Smith standing on business like he usually do. We got Emmitt Smith. We're going to get to him towards the end of the show. We got an interview with Dawand Jones. We hear a little bit, RIP Tony Robinson. We got a little bit from CU coaches. They put some stuff out. Sonya, it's the all caps. My bottle get you. But if you put it in regular, you know I'll read it to you. Shout out to Selmo Fuzz. What's going on?
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo.
Selmo Fuzz, welcome in. Happy Friday. The music that gets you through it. Man, oh man. It probably is gonna look crazy now, but some artists, it's actually some rap artists that got me through like heartbreaking relationships early around that time. I remember before Joe Budden's kind of went and turned into something else, Joe Budden used to have some good stuff dealing with heartbreak. Later on, Wale, More About Nothing. I'm a big Wale fan. Went to see him the last time he was in North Carolina. Big Wale fan. So Wale got me through some stuff. And also, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret about me. It's an artist that is one of my favorite artists that I guarantee you nobody in the chat could guess that I like this artist. It is a female singer. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'll come back to it later and see if anybody can come back. If they get it right, I'll let y'all know. So let's keep it moving. D, did you see the teacher video her class about Shedeur's draft slide? Yes, I did. Detroit Gemini, I saw that. Shout out to Laurie. Laurie sent that to me yesterday early, and then I put it in our group chat on Patreon. Very special video. Shedeur's situation is his story is being explained to children that'll turn into fans and ride with him because they'll get to see his professional career. It's on a totally different level. With the Shedeur story and them going through what he went through with the draft and explaining to the kids. I love that video. I'm talking about as soon as Laurie sent it to me, I sent it right to the group chat. I watched it, put it right in the group chat. So yes, I did see that. Very special. It's just showing you that Shedeur is going to have, he has a limitless reach when it comes to supporters and people who will become fans of him, especially when you talk about the next generation of football fans. So definitely did see that. I got all those CDs, I got a ton of CDs, man. I think the 96 CD book, I'm going to show it to y'all one day on stream. I'll show it to y'all. I'll show it to y'all one day on stream when I got to think about it before the stream it and go get out the attic. The Dawand Jones interview was good. They give long interviews to players they don't want starting. You notice Dawand Jones said, hopefully when we get to that later on in the stream, you notice Dawand Jones said the same thing they're all saying. Oh, where are you playing out on the line? Oh, I don't know. They just told me to be ready. With a smirk, I said, okay. Okay, I see what's going on. I see why you did that. I see why he did that. What's going on here? All right, my chat. Let me refresh my chat real quick, y'all. I don't know why it's not letting me show on screen. Shout out to Selmo Fudd.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo.
Shout out to Selmo Fudd. Dropping the 50 bangers. Super Chat Friday as well. 100. Let me get this. I'm going to have to do a little workaround and show this on screen because for some reason, it wasn't allowing me to show it on screen, but that's okay. I got a workaround. I got to fix. I got to fix for it. I got to fix. Let's do this.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Selmo Fudd. Let me get this on the screen. Show it its proper respect so y'all can see it. There we go. We got to work around. We do it live over here, y'all. We do it live. We adapt. We adapt. We adapt. We can make it happen. I don't know why this is not showing my stuff, but that's okay. We got it. Shout out to Selmo Fudd. I appreciate you. Big time supporter from the time you got here. Always repping that 216, always repping the Cleveland, always supporting. Shout out to Selmo Fudd, everybody. Where we leave off at, Shania Twain is my favorite female artist. If somebody gets it, I'll let y'all know. If somebody gets my favorite female singer, I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know. I'll tell you this. She's not from the United States. That's the hint I'll give y'all. She is not from the United States. More About Nothing, a good mixtape for sure. Oh my goodness, man. Wale, I think Wale was just, he arrived in an era that was before his time. More About Nothing, I know that thing front to back. Most Wale music, I know it front to back. I know his entire discography, I should say. Amari Super Slept On. Amerie. Ain't her name Amerie? Ain't that how you say it? I think it's Amerie. I had to read it a couple times and not think of Amari Stoudemire and none of that stuff. I think it's Amerie, but Amerie is slept on. She had a really good voice. Shout out to Crown Woman Collective. What's going on? Welcome in, Crown Woman Collector. And Tidra Moses super slept on as far as the female artists are concerned. Shout out to Tidra Moses. Stop it, I'll say. D. Let me see. Do you have to give a time frame? Is she from the 90s? Good question. She is from the 2000s. Let's see. I'll give you another hint. Her albums are numbers. The album names are numbers. And I think somebody just got it in the chat. Asante, what's going on? How you feeling, man? Asante, what is going on? Where we at? Where we leave off at? Donnie King, what's going on? Donnie King from the Netherlands. Welcome in. Loretta, welcome in. How you doing? Tessa, what's going on?
Well.
Well, well, well.
Sade is up there. Sade is up there. LMA. I like LMA a lot. Lipstick Junkie got it. Lipstick Junkie got it. Hopefully y'all can see Lipstick Junkie's chat. Let's see. Let's do this one. It is Adele, y'all. It is Adele. Adele is up there. It's Adele. I really like Adele's music. You want to talk about somebody getting you through some heartbreak? Adele gets you through some heartbreak. Adele gets you through some heartbreak. It is Adele. When she was doing her residency in Vegas, upset I didn't get to get out there and see her. But it's Adele. I know so much Adele music. Actually, when back in Cleveland, when I really started listening to Adele, I had a Rottweiler, and my Rottweiler would know if I played Adele music, then he would know it's time to chill down and relax because it's about to be time for bed. So it's Adele. It is Adele. I know so much Adele music word for word. Y'all not about to get me up here singing, but I will tell you this: it is Adele. Adele, that's my girl right there. Adele is my girl. Deborah Cox. I like Deborah Cox too. I always think about Deborah Cox, like, how do we get here? I always think about that. Maurice, what's going on? What is going on, Maurice? Miss Brown, how you feeling? What's going on? Wale is doing a halftime show for the UFL DC Defenders. Yes, Daisha, I saw that. And then Wale is going back on tour. I like Wale's album he dropped last year. And then, yes, you got it right. It's Adele. I was looking at Adele. Love her. Adele, that's my girl right there. Adele, man, let me tell you. You know how some people go to concerts and sometimes they be playing it cool? No, I go to concerts. I really like going to concerts. I go to concerts. I enjoy myself, whether it's a rap concert, R&B concert. Adele would be the concert where, you know, sometimes you just got to say, you know what, this is a thing I'm just really going to break the bank on. It would be Adele. Like if Adele did a meet and greet and all that stuff, I would just break the bank. I would break the bank if I went to see Adele, y'all. I know y'all, if you just look at me and you think about the artists I really like, because I listen to a lot of rap, but Adele would be, I would break the bank for Adele, for sure. I've never downloaded one Adele song. Don't know why either. Oh man, Adele. Woo. Adele gets you through some hard times. Hey, if you're going through a breakup, get you some early Wale and some Adele. Man, you got a good combination of rap and singing. It's good. It's good. Hey Marie. Yes. Maurice, what's going on? Let's get this thing started, y'all. Let's get this thing started. Let's get it started. Y'all know how we do. If this is your first time here, we do some motivation before we get to videos. Whatever's on the thumbnail, that's the main event. You're going to know it's time for the main event when you hear this sound right here.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So, if you are watching, if you are listening, this is your first time. When you hear that sound, that's when you know we're going to get to the main event topic. The main event topic is the topic that's on the thumbnail. That's the one that brought you here. But we have a bunch of topics. We put this together. We can get you through a couple hours of your day. Let's see. Oh yeah, I love Hello by Adele. I'm telling y'all, I'm controlling myself not to sing Adele songs. Let's not sleep on Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor is good. It's funny because I remember Tiana Taylor from when they used to do the Sweet 16 parties and stuff like that. I didn't know she was this talented. But she's definitely talented actor, talented performer, talented singer. So yeah, she's good. I wouldn't have thought Adele. It's the one artist that I really, really, really like that people never can guess. People rarely can guess that I really like Adele. Rarely can guess it. Sade was the original Tim's. Oh man. Sade is it. Craig, what's going on? How you feeling, man? What is going on? Tiana Taylor 7 album. Yeah, I listen to a lot of different music, but I like to kind of hear music that other people enjoy as well, because I can just get locked in and listen to the same thing. I've been doing this thing. I remember I was listening to Jeezy, probably like, I like Jeezy a lot too. I was listening to Jeezy, maybe 2 months ago. And then I was listening to Jeezy maybe like 2 months ago. And then y'all remember I said, I'm your favorite streamer's favorite streamer. That was motivated because I was listening to Jeezy and he said something on Standing Ovation. I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. I'm a favorite trapper's favorite trapper. So that's where I got that from. I was just listening to Jeezy when I was just getting my show ready. So a lot of artists I enjoy. Not the Rottweiler on chill mode. Yeah, I used to have to calm him down. That's how I used to calm him down. We will listen to Adele. We will listen to Alicia Keys. I had to listen to R&B because I just want him to know, hey, it's time to relax. You got to chill. He was a big dog. His name was Biggie. He was about 160 pounds. So he was a very big Rottweiler. Very excited. So I had to calm him down. And I didn't always want to tell him it's chill time. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to teach him that when we listen to R&B music, you got to relax. And he will relax. So just a little trick I use. And dogs like music more than people think. Yeah, Jeezy the Snowman. Recession is my favorite album by Jeezy. Oh, man. Favorite Jeezy album? That's a tough one. It's hard not to say Thug Motivation. I think I'm going to go Thug Motivation, man. I think that's my favorite one. I think that's my favorite one. I can always go back to it. Always. So, Recession is good. I remember, because during that time, we going through a recession. The political climate was what it was. And even rappers, they stepped out of their lanes and started speaking on other subjects they rarely spoke about. So, T.I. is one of my favorites. I got a lot of favorites, man. I can talk to y'all about music all day, like y'all wouldn't believe. Let's get this thing going. Where we at? Did I connect this? Let's keep this thing going. I can yap about music all day. I will talk your ear off talking about some music. Let's keep it going. Let's get this up and let's go here. We got a little Les Brown to get us motivated today. Shout out to Goody Mob, Outkast, way ahead of their time. Oh my goodness. Way ahead of their time. The way they told stories, they didn't get put in the box of people in the South because they wanted to say, oh man, nobody understand what they're saying in the South and all this stuff. Just timeless. Timeless is what I would call Goody Mob and Outkast. Timeless.
Your dream is possible.
Oh, we could definitely do a music stream. I've been thinking about it. So we're going to get to Les Brown. We're going to get this show started. But I want to say this. When I used to stream previously, like on TikTok, and when I used to stream on Twitch, and then when I used to stream on X, they're a little bit more relaxed with you playing music. So I got some ideas to introduce some other streams that wouldn't be on YouTube. So for instance, if I did something with music, it would either be on TikTok or Twitch, probably TikTok. It'll probably be on TikTok. So we could set something up where we could go through and listen to music. Y'all could call out songs and we could go and listen to them and just chill. We could do something like that. Because one of the issues I ran into, and the reason why I didn't go straight to streaming on YouTube, was because I wanted to incorporate music into my streams, and YouTube is not music friendly for the content creator. So we could definitely do something. Most likely on TikTok would be the best place, but we could do something with music. We could definitely do something with music. Probably not a morning thing with music, maybe like an evening thing with music. So it's definitely something that we could put together for sure. I'll definitely let y'all know. That is a great idea. That's a great idea. Because then we could just chill. We could just chill and vibe out. So I like that idea. I'll let y'all know for sure. I'll let you know.
But not only is it important that you believe and begin to know that it's possible for you to live your dream as you run toward it, but I've done something that I want to share with you called Choosing Your Future. In fact, I've developed a set of tapes talking about how to begin to create your own reality by choosing your future. And not only is it important for you to know it's possible for you to choose your future, but it's necessary that you work on yourself, that you develop yourself. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life, people who don't want anything. It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation, that you are an uncommon breed. You know, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself. That's necessary. It's also, ladies and gentlemen, necessary that you be creative when you're working on your ideas, that you understand the importance of changing up, of readjusting your strategies. Many times we can have a great idea, but if you're not advancing it in the right way and things don't happen, you become discouraged and think the idea doesn't work. No, that's not true. It's necessary that we become creative. I remember when I was in New York walking down the street, and a guy approached me and said, "Hey, mister, can I shine your shoes?" And I said, "No, I'm in a hurry."
This is a great story right here about being creative in your approach. And it's something I kind of said before the summer. I was like, or the off season, I should say. I was like, we're going to see who truly is creative going into the off season, because this is when your creativity will shine. During the season, it's so much football. You don't really get to see creativity, but you get to see somebody's creativity in the off season. Listen to this story, y'all.
I don't have time. I kept walking. Someone else said, "Hey, man, your shoes look clutty. May I shine your shoes?" I said, "No, I don't have time. I'm sorry, I'm busy." And I was walking fast, and many people solicited me for my business. And then finally, a young man stepped in front of me, and he said, "Excuse me." And he started counting, 97, 98, 99, 100. He said, "Sir?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Come here, please." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Today is my birthday. And every year, just to thank God for another year of life, the 100th person who passes my shoe shine stand, I offer them a free shoe shine. Would you give me the honors?" I said, "Why, sure." I got up on the shoe shine stand, George, and I sat there, and he shined my shoes diligently. And when I got down, I looked at them, they were sparkling. And I was walking away, and I said, "Thank you." And I stopped. I said, "Excuse me, but how much do you usually charge?" He said, "Only $2. I said, "I tell you what, today's your birthday. Here's $5. Keep the change." He said, "Thank you." As I was walking away, looking in the opposite direction at other people coming, he started counting again. 97, 98, 99.
He got him. He was creative in his approach with how he made his first impression. So you can go up to people, you could do things the same way as others. You can even touch or speak on the same topics as someone else, but it's all about your approach, your delivery, and how you execute when you explain those topics or describe those topics or go in layers with those topics that makes you stand apart. So I thought this was good. And there's also one more part in here that I really like, where he's going to talk about he's playing Connect 4 with his son. So let's skip forward to that part, because I have this similar mindset with stuff. Let's see this. Did I find the right time? I think I did. I think it's about right here. Yeah, that's good business. That's real good business. D, greatest freestyle ever. Oh man, greatest freestyle ever. I don't know if I could point to one, Maurice. I probably will point to Cameron's Rap City freestyle. I will point to I used to be a very big Lloyd Banks fan. Lloyd Banks used to freestyle a lot when they would go up to radio stations. Who else? Let's see. Just off the top of my head, those probably my top two just in that prime. Maybe Jadakiss. I'll probably throw Jadakiss in there as well. It's hard to pinpoint one greatest freestyle though. Check this out.
Finally, I said, "John Leslie, I'm bored. I don't want to play you anymore." And I got up. I said, "I'm ready to go to sleep now." And repeat out to me, please. Let's say to this together. It's not over until I win. John Leslie said, "No, you can't go now, Dad." I said, "Why?" He said, "It's not over until I win." That was his attitude. We sat down and we played several other games. And finally, After the 11th game, John Leslie won, and he got up and he yawned, and he said, I'm ready to go to sleep now. And I'm saying to you, what if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
That is a bar that his son put on him when he was losing in Connect Four. It's not over until I win. For me, I always had that mentality. I always had that mindset to never give up, never quit. That's why I always tell y'all, like, losing don't impact me the same way. Losing gives me more hunger to want to get better, to push to win. And growing up, we used to play 33. Some people call it 21, depending on where you're from. 33, it's all basketball. But 21, you're going by one. 33, you're going by twos. You add threes in there as well. But it's all one-on-one. So if you have an odd number of players, nobody got to sit out. Everybody get to play. I would want to play until I won. And that mentality, I still have it to this day. I guess I was born with viewing things that way, where just a different level of I think I got the right combination of stubbornness and determination to not let what would be looked at to other people as a failure, for me to not keep pushing. So when I heard this and I was listening to this, I was like, man, this is gold right here. It's not over until I win. I win, we can leave. But until then, we're going to keep playing. So shout out to Les Brown. Shout out to his son, that story he told us right there. That was a great game. Great game right there. Black Thought, 15-minute freestyle on Sway. 15-minute might be an exaggeration. Black Thought is always good. I don't know if I remember that freestyle off the top of my head, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Determination, keep pushing. I agree with that. Black Thought on Flunk Flex. Check that out. Amazing, not close. Okay. Man, y'all are really saying this Black Thought. All right, I'm gonna check it out. I will give y'all an answer on what I think on Monday. On Monday, I'll let y'all know. Let's keep it moving. I'm really excited for Colorado football this year. We're gonna be doing watch parties, so definitely like, comment, subscribe, tap in. We'll be doing watch parties for Colorado. We'll be doing watch parties for the Browns this season as well. I'm very excited with the coaches. So this is I think we got offensive coordinator Brendan Marion first. Also, Colorado football has been putting out a lot more stuff, so shout out to them. This is Brendan Marion. This is short, but I just want you to hear the mindset and the mentality that they're going into with the offense.
Everybody who can touch the ball on offense can score a touchdown on one play, right? We don't have anybody who's like a possession guy or he'll just, inch it down there. We have all explosive players that can hit home runs. So it's going to be exciting out there on the field. I told the guys today that we have to, not be worried about our touches. We have to make our touches count, right? Every time you get a ball, every time you get a chance to get the ball, you've got to make an explosive play. We're expecting you to make the explosive play. So that'll be exciting from that standpoint because we have a lot of guys that they can hit home runs. Everybody.
I'm excited. I really like Brendan Marion's offense. Yeah, he's going to use the go-go. The go-go is two running backs in the backfield. To either side of the formation. He's going to use that. It's rooted in the triple option. He's going to use that. But he is an attacking style offensive play caller. At Sacramento State, they would always go for it on fourth down. Not always, but they would go for it on fourth down a lot. And they would work to attack the defense. I think that those are offenses that can have success. You work to attack the defenses versus being passive. So I like that approach. Let's hear from the DC. His a little bit longer, but I'm excited.
So we've made it crystal clear who we want to be and how we want to do things. So we have 4 metrics. We want to be violent and aggressive. We've defined and gave visible examples of what being violent and aggressive looks like. We want to play extremely fast. So that's on the players to be aggressive to the ball, but also on the coaches, specifically me, in terms of making sure we don't call things or do things that slow them down. We have to play smart. Can't beat yourself. You have to understand situational football. You know, I've been around a lot of football where it came down to one possession or two. So you want to make sure that you're being smart. You put yourself in position to win games. And then at the end of the day, you have to have relentless effort. Football is a game that's imperfect, played by imperfect folks. And so somebody's going to make a mistake on a play at some point, whether it's offense or defense. And what we have to do is make up for those mistakes or deficiencies with our effort to the ball. And you can do that defensively. You can't do it all the time, but the majority of the time you can.
Man, when I hear Brendan Marion or I hear Coach Marv speak, I receive their message differently because I see two men who really believe what they're saying and they want to be examples of this and they carry themselves that way. If you watch anything that CU is putting out, they're hype, they're barking at each other. The offensive defensive coordinator, you see Coach Marv running all across the field when guys make tackles. Just a different level of passion and energy and excitement that they are bringing to Colorado. So I think Colorado's going to have a great year. Great year. KC, what's going on? Good morning. The great thing about this group of players is that they appear to be more connected. Spring game is tomorrow. Yes, and I like the fire in the fight that they're showing. I saw a clip a couple of days ago. I don't know what day it was. My days merge together sometimes. I'm working a lot, y'all. I saw a clip where after the whistle, it was a guy who was pushing up on one of the offensive linemen. I saw Juju run over and tackle him. And I'm like, this is the level of aggression you want to see. You want to see guys stand for their guys. You want to see them defend their guys. So I love the energy. I love what I'm seeing from them. I love it. I love it. Can't wait for the season start. Cannot wait. As Bart Scott say, can't wait. Can't wait. Coach Prime should have had college coaches all along. Yeah, you know what it is? It's that delicate balance of wanting to bring in Hall of Fame guys who you have personal relationships with versus voices who can speak directly to the players. To me, when I look at Brendan Marion and I looked at his backstory and I watched a lot of interviews from him, my first takeaway was he can help a college player in any situation they go through. He's been through so many situations in his life that I was like, he's going to be good for that reason. Because in college, and even when I was around that age, how I gave the example of listening to Jagged Edge versus Silk, you need somebody who has been through some things who can help you get through things. And I believe that Brendan Marion, Coach Marv, can actually speak life into the team and be examples. They sound like head coaches when they speak. And I think that is a plus, a big plus. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Colorado. Very excited for them. Check out Arsenal on FunFlex. Freestyle, the one with the cream Scully with the light blue denim on. That freestyle was fire too. Man, is it crazy? I just got to tell you the truth. I don't even know who Arsenal is. but I'm going to check it out, Arjizzle. I'm going to check it out. I'll report back on Monday. I will check it out. Coach Prime and the Buffs going to surprise a lot of teams this season. I agree with that. ESPN put CU as the number 3 portal class. I like the guys they brought in. They brought in some vets with experience, some leaders. I like it. They're going to purge CU coaching staff after this season. Yeah, they're going to go after these guys, man. They're going to go after these guys for head coaching positions because if you just look at how they speak, they're being showcased. Man, teams, colleges are going to be looking that they're going to want them. So they're going to want them. I'm excited. Let's get to the Browns. The Browns put this out on IG. I might have to change the view so y'all can see the full thing. Yeah, let me change it. Hold on. Oh, he's a battle rapper. Something funny, man. I don't really listen to battle rap like that. It's definitely not something I stop what I'm doing in my day to listen to it. Let's see. So y'all can see these guys. Browns put this out. I thought this was, is give me an example. The Browns are making sure you understand the guys on the team, make sure you get to know them with the interviews, and I'm excited for it. So let's go. Browns put this out today. This our boy who let Mary Kay know, don't ask me no more questions about the Jets.
This year. Oh, I got a lot of staying tuned.
Shaboing boing.
That boy got 2 shaboing boings in there. Frame Morgan.
Don't piss me off, dog.
Hey, big dog.
It's hey now. I'm from Mississippi now, so when you hear me, hey now can mean a lot of things. Hey now, how you doing? You hear me? Hey now.
We could go, oh yeah, so, you know, something go good, you like, oh yeah. Or we go OC, so my man just made a good play, oh, he OC. Oh, that was OC.
Ye and knee.
Ye and knee?
Ye and knee. You are knee fitted right now. I am Ye. He's a G type of guy. G, knee, D, B.
G, knee, D, B. It's a new day in Cleveland. This is new energy, new excitement. You see it. They enjoy being there. This is the team that people try to tell us nobody wants to sign with that team. Nobody wants to play for the Browns. Nobody wants to coach the Browns. Well, their actions are showing us otherwise. Their actions are showing us otherwise. They want to be here. They want to be here. CU coaches seem like they love football. I agree with that. You can see the difference in somebody who really loves what they're doing, is passionate about what they're doing. They all silly. They are. They are. Shaboing boing. That was KT Leviston, who we were talking about the other day. Shaboing boing. The knee and ye made me feel old. You can see these boys about business. Hey, y'all. Just remember where you heard it first. And I said, hey, these 2 teams are going to surprise people. They're going to do well. Just remember that. Because people going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm already hearing people on ESPN say, oh, well, got to look out for those Cleveland Browns. Nah.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
It ain't going to work, ESPN. Don't come over here. Those are the hungry dogs. We want the hungry dogs. Yes, putting in that work. Did you see the video where Monken said Shedeur didn't grow up in an NFL style offense? What do you think about that? We are going to get to that. I got that on the docket. First reaction is I don't really like to speak on stuff where they clip it that way. The way they clipped that, I don't know what the initial question was. I don't know what the initial part of the statement was, and I didn't get to hear the end of the statement. So I looked all over the internet to try to find that sit down, and I couldn't find that sit down interview yet. So to me, that was ESPN on some garbage because it doesn't give you enough context really to kind of have an idea of what they're talking about. It does not give you enough context. So I did hear it. I'll tell you what, I do have a thought. My first thought was maybe they don't look at what Pat Shermer was doing as pro style. That was my first thought. But without having all the context, it's hard to go deep into it. But that was my first thought. Let's keep it pushing, y'all. Now,
about this back in 2019, like, you know.
Hold on, let me pause this. Our Jizzle know who this is. He played tight end for the Colts. My apologies. He don't have no filter. He doesn't have a filter, but I want to show y'all the business side of the NFL because it's going to also tie into when we listen to Emmitt Smith later on. Cleveland Browns versus the world this year. Can't wait. Hey, that's already a Cleveland slogan. Cleveland versus the world. So I like it. All right, he's going to talk about injuries that he was going through
This is former Colts tight end. He's going to talk about injuries that he was going through, injuries that Andrew Luck was going through, and then we're going to talk about, he kind of hints at why Andrew Luck retired.
Why Andrew ain't practicing, whatever. And I can't really tell you, but I'm like, I think they just mad he working with his own, own little staff. Anyway, Andrew then decides that he's so tired of, he don't tell nobody this is the backstory. He's so tired of injury and he just doesn't want to do surgery. You know who the man?
I'm going to pause it just for a second right here. That was very clear. Andrew decides he is so tired of injury, he doesn't want to go through another surgery. That's very key because the spin on this is, they tried to make Andrew Luck play through injury and told him to pick and choose and all this stuff. That's what Eric is going to say. Andrew Luck is going to come out. He came out a couple days ago and said, oh man, I'm still cool with Eric, but that's not how it went really. It don't have no merit. The problem is Andrew Luck waited a couple years after he retired and let a reporter come to his house. He let a reporter come to his house and he spoke to him a couple years ago before Andrew Luck got the job at Stanford, and it more so aligns with this. It more so aligns with what Eric is saying. So Andrew Luck, you got to be careful for the receipts. Andrew Luck is now in the upper management, you can say, in football, so he doesn't want to throw shade at Chris Ballard. I understand what he's doing, but we got the receipts. The receipts are here. They are here.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Marie, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Blessings, everyone. What's going on, Marie? Welcome in. Welcome in. Yep, Arjizzle said, yep, we got him from Detroit. Luck didn't want to slide and thought he was a running back. Sounds like a current QB in Cincy. Yes. I hope they don't play musical chairs with QBs this year at CU. Yeah, that wouldn't be smart. You just got to ride with one quarterback. Just ride with one quarterback. Let him ride out the year. You got to do it. All right, let's get back to it.
And there's around there that gets on everybody's nerves. Big draws over there behind that desk. He tells Andrew, this is word, bro. He tells Andrew, you're either playing this year or we're moving on. Who the fuck would tell Andrew Luck that? Right?
That's crazy. I didn't know
Luck,
that. That's crazy.
Andrew Luck now says, I'm not going to be ready. I'm tired of playing with pain. I retire. We all find that out, week 3, and we play in the Chicago Bears? Mid-game,
bro. Mid-game.
Mid-fucking game, we find out we're not going to have our starting quarterback for that year. Here's the crazy part, D-Lin. I rupture my deltoid ligament in my ankle week 4, week 5 that season. They don't even tell me my deltoid ligament in my ankle is ruptured. I could put my foot in the ground and slide my ankle back. Like my leg and my ankle be on different patterns, right?
Now I'll say this because it might sound strange. You're saying, "Dang, how did he know? How didn't he know that he was in that much pain?" Well, he came into the season with bone spurs in his ankle, and so did Andrew Luck. So he was already dealing with pain in his ankle. So he's just getting treatment for the pain he already had in his ankle. So they didn't tell him how bad it was because they wanted him to keep going out there and play. Also, the team basically told everybody internally, your quarterback quit on you. So that was the fight cry for them. That was the fight cry for them. Oh, your quarterback quit on you, so we're going to go out there and put on because he quit on us. That's what the team tried to spin it as. TK, what's going on? How you feeling? Yeah, Andrew Luck pushed back on this, and he was saying, oh, we still good, but it's without merit. Only for me to go find the ESPN article that Andrew Luck, what he said then is closer to what Eric is saying than what he's saying now. They booed him during that game. Yep, they're even going to talk about it, Arjizzle. They didn't tell him what. They didn't tell him that. They didn't tell him how bad his ankle injury was because he previously had an ankle injury. Let me rewind it back for you.
Ankle's ruptured. I could put my foot in the ground and slide my ankle back. Like my leg and my ankle be on
my
different
God.
patterns, right? They don't tell me that. We missed the playoffs that year in Houston, 2019. We beat Houston, we go to playoffs. If we lose to them, I then go to Chris Ballard, brother. Sorry, wasn't supposed to say the nigga name. I did go to this nigga CB. Niggas got me hot, cuz I go to CB. Nobody knows this. He sells the team. I quit on y'all. Remember this? I think that was the mantra around the locker room or to the fans and everybody. I quit on y'all because I didn't want to be in the Indianapolis Colts anymore. That's not what happened.
They did it twice. They told 2 different stories of guys quitting on them who had injuries that they shouldn't have been playing on. They both needed surgery for bone spurs in their ankles. They didn't get, he injured his ankle even more, and they wanted him to play on it with needing surgery for 2 different things. Remember this when I'm telling y'all. So later on in the stream, somebody's going to pose the question to Emmitt Smith that the NFL, or somebody's going to pose or frame something that the NFL and teams are looking to protect players. This story says otherwise.
My ankle was so bad. I was getting fluid drained out of my ankle every week to play with y'all. Getting my ankle taped. I had Akimi going nuts.
His teammates didn't even know how bad the injury was. I don't know if y'all peeped that. That's Darius Leonard in the middle. You see that face he just made when he said that? Because they did not know how bad it was.
On my ankle, man. You know what I'm saying? We missed the playoffs. I go to Chris Ballard and I say, man, I gave y'all everything I got. I played on a deal that I shouldn't have played on. I gave y'all a crazy year. My quarterback retired. My ankle was bad. I came out of one of the most traumatic surgeries ever. And I still was balling a little bit until they took me out of the system because we had to run the ball. Remember?
This is Eric Ebron. He was a tight end for the Colts during this time when he's telling this story, Detroit Gemini. Dude was good, but he stayed hurt. I see why. If you are playing hurt and you keep playing hurt, you're not going to get healthy. That's definitely not the recipe to get healthy.
But no, Andrew, look. Nigga, Frank Wright came to the meeting and said, hey, guys, we're going to rush for 2,000 yards. I was in the meeting like, well, fuck me. That takes me out of the whole game plan.
I told y'all, my bad for the language. He don't got no filter. But this just shows you the business of the NFL. This is the business side of the NFL. Telling guys to go out there, play injured. Not even, we've seen, this is not the only time an NFL player has had a worse off injury than the team is letting them know, where they're experiencing pain, uncomfortableness, and that's why it became a big thing for players to go get outside advice on their injuries, because the teams are like, we want you to play regardless. So just keep this in mind later when we start speaking on Emmitt Smith. Let's keep it moving. I even got the article. Here. Oh man, y'all. Oh, where is it at? Here we go. This is from December 6, 2022. Off the record, D, he came to the Colts hurt. We got him from the Lions. Got you. But it still don't help if you never, when you are hurt, either whether you came from another team hurt or you're here hurt, at some point you got to stop. You got to take care of it. You got to heal. That has to be part of the process. It has to be. You never going to get better if you don't take care of what you have that's ailing you. So let me get to the end of this. This from 2022 because Andrew Luck said something different. Long article. Y'all see it here. Let me find it. Because they thought that Andrew Luck just made a rash decision to retire, and it wasn't that. It was something he had been thinking about. So Andrew Luck was going through things where he didn't want to go through more surgeries. He was injured a lot. He's saying, I don't feel like myself. He started to see a sports therapist. He's talking about the injuries, and he calls his wife and says, I think I'm going to retire. I think I'm going to retire. He was done. He was done. He was done. He went in. He told them. They knew. The word got out. It was during, or Jizzle, was it during the preseason game that the word got out and they started booing him? Am I remembering that story correctly, or Jizzle? It was during the preseason game, the third preseason game, I think. Let's see. I think they're going to say it here. NFL been wicked. The NFL receipts are coming out. Okay, yes, it was during the preseason. So he let them know. It got out. He was at the game on the sideline. Camera pans to him. They booing him. They're booing him. So if a player is not healthy enough and they say, look, I want to get healthy, get healthy. Get healthy. Don't go out there. They're going to use it against you in negotiations. They're going to tell a different story later on. So this is definitely him. Let me read it to you here. Luck's competitive fire, but it was gone. Reich implored him to not rush a big decision, but Luck didn't think it had been rushed. When Wilson met with Ballard to finalize the paperwork, both men cried. Luck savored his final days in pro football. He played catch with Doyle on the field before his next to last preseason game, putting his arm around him as they entered the tunnel. Totally different story when it was more fresh, and Andrew Luck was telling it through his perspective. But this Ebron speaking on it makes the Colts look bad, and I don't think Andrew Luck wanted to do that. So the NFL is a dirty game. It's a dirty game, and the receipts come out how they really treat players. While NFL did not tell him how bad his injury really was so they can profit, that is wicked. Yes, he was tired of getting hurt. He was. I totally agree, but I don't believe, in my opinion, these players rehab or train in the offseason. Yeah, they probably could definitely do more. I agree with you there. NFL been wicked. Yes. If I'm the Browns, no way I'm sending Watson out there to get hurt in his contract's final year. I see what you're saying there, Detroit Gemini, because, it's hard to cut somebody and they get hurt playing for you. NFL only interested in protecting their interests. They don't truly value these players as humans, only assets. That is a fact. Before he quit, he needed surgery. He didn't want to have another surgery just to play. That's it. He expressed that in this interview. So that's why I say, sounds like how the Army treat the vets. Shaking my head. They care about you when you're valuable to them. But if you decide I no longer want to do this, or I'm not going to be valuable to you, then hey, you got to figure it out.
So the Browns again.
Pause this. Then you got to figure it out. So two totally different stories. Andrew Luck pushed back, but that's not it. Luck was having a house built during that incident because I knew a person who was doing the electrical work in the house. So I do believe he still wanted to play. Yeah, but wasn't he coming off like a shoulder surgery the last surgery was a shoulder surgery, and then if he got bone spurs in his ankle, that's a lot. I understand that a person saying, you know what, I've been injured so much, I don't want to keep doing this. I totally get that. I totally get it. That's why I've always said, when these guys can get the bag and get it, no hometown discounts. Craig, for real. It's on the team to figure out how to manipulate the cap. Think about this, and then we're going to move on to the Browns, some Browns draft stuff. People ask millionaires to take a discount to help a billionaire. Think about that. Millionaires take a discount to help a billionaire. Make it make sense, y'all. Hey, if a team going to pay you, get your money. Off the record, D, lots of Luck injuries were on him. Oh yeah, I'm not refuting that. I was just trying to recall back the injuries that he went through leading into that 2019 season to just kind of get an idea of where his mind was. Because in that article I read the whole article yesterday. He was talking about he didn't believe he had the will to push through another rehab.
He did not have the will to push through another rehab. And that's the biggest thing when we get to Dawand Jones. Dawand Jones is going to say mindset during the rehab is the one thing you can't lose. So if you lose your mindset to push through rehab, it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. So me, I'm more so looking at the injuries, not why the injuries happen. Whether he's taking tackle, he's taking hits or whatever. It's like RG3. RG3 faced all those injuries. A lot of it was because of how he played. But I look less at how the injuries happen, and I look more so at the mindset of the player going through the injury. So he was playing hurt too often, and he had enough. I agree with that. Yeah, it's crazy work. Crazy work, Detroit Gemini. Millionaires take a discount to save money for a billionaire. I agree with you 100%. Talking about Zedric. Let's get to it. Remember all the games they played far out when they was talking about what the Browns should do in the draft? I want y'all to see the tide turning. Now people are going to be more serious when they talk about what the Browns should do in the draft. Let's get to CBS Sports. This is like the perfect first round for the Cleveland Browns.
Again, I mentioned how much ammo they have to use. 6th and 24th, though, is the conversation we're having. And you and R-Dub have been in similar minds. So you got to tell me what's going to be the pick.
Jones is too big. I don't think he's ever in shape. I wouldn't say I disagree with not ever being in shape. I think that he's a big, tall dude, big and tall, and he's in shape enough like he's playing basketball, but they want him to get smaller than his normal playing weight because they want him to kind of get more agile, get more flexible, and all this stuff. And I just don't know if him losing the weight is going to help that. He came into last year's camp 2 years ago, weight down. Last year, weight down. He just got his knee blown up by a defender versus Green Bay last year, which caused the injury. So it's similar to Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons played at his weight when he was at LSU. The first thing they told him to do was lose weight coming into the NBA. He lost weight. He got a little bit more frail, started getting injured. So it's almost like if you draft a guy, you got to accept what they do well and what they don't do well. Some of it can be coached, but some of it is a trade-off. Like for Dawand Jones, you're going to give up some of him being able to get upfield because he's not that style of athlete in the run game for him being super stout, having long arms as a tackle. It's give and take. It's not going to be perfect players. I know that the NFL is talked about like it's some perfect player. Everything is give and take in the NFL. Everything is give and take. So that's going to be what it is. That is going to be what it is. Dawand Jones is going to be good in pass blocking, run blocking. He's going to be average, and that's the best he's going to be able to do because he's not going to losing weight is not going to make him more agile. And I think that's what people are trying to equate for Dawand Jones. I don't think it's going to happen. Why do you think they're highlighting Dawand Jones? He has good energy. He has an opportunity to be a starter. So, and they like him. He's a young player. They got him later in the draft, and people thought they would coming out of Ohio State. So he's a young player. They like his energy. They like the work he's putting in. So they're highlighting him. Jackson Dart is headed in that direction if he doesn't change his style. Yeah, Jackson Dart played reckless. I don't know if I watched Andrew Luck slightly, but not as much as I watched Jackson Dart in his first year. And to me, Jackson Dart is reckless. Maybe Arjizzle will let me know if I'm tripping. Was Andrew Luck as reckless as Jackson Dart like in his rookie season? Let me know. His last injury was due to a cheap shot too. Yep. It was due to a cheap shot. So people saying 3 years in a row he had injuries that 3 years in a row the injuries that took him off the field. But last year I don't count that against him. It's nobody his size who would have been able to get hit low like that and then still push forward. That would have injured any player his size. Any player. Marie got something to say.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Let's go here.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Marie came in and said, I got something to say. D, I was triggered yesterday when I heard Zay say 2 was arrogant and the mess that happened helped humble him, and they think losing $40 million in the draft was cute. Tired of that narrative put on my people. Words have power. I got a lot of takes about this. The first one I would say, even if I don't agree with people, I want them to put on record where they stand. So if that's how you view Shedeur, if you view what happened to Shedeur as some form of positive thing, I want to know that's how you view it so I can know what box to put you in, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I want to know where you stand. So even if I don't agree with you, I can put you in this box. If you believe Shedeur is a different person just based on the draft slide, I need to know that you view things that simply, and then I know how I got to view what you say after that. So that's the first thing I'll say to it. Another thing I'll say is people will turn into the things they don't like if they are not thoughtful. If you're not thoughtful, you turn into the thing you don't like. So a lot of podcasts who cover the Browns, they've been covering the Browns for however long they've been covering the Browns, whether that's one day or whether that's 30 years. They all, nope, let me not do that. Sometimes they fall into the trap of doing exactly what they didn't like, and it's the reason why they got into the game. So they were watching a lot of people talk about the Browns in a certain way and didn't like it. That's what pushed them to start covering the Browns, only for them to a few years later be the exact thing that they dislike. You have to be careful with turning into what you don't like. You got to be careful. It's a slippery slope if you don't have a philosophy with how you view things. And then lastly, I'll say this. I 1,000,000% disagree with the Shedeur has been humbled take. And the reason why is because Shedeur was humble before the draft. I looked into this last year. I looked at Shedeur's interviews pre-draft. I looked at Shedeur interviews post-draft. I did a compare and contrast. Is this the same person? Is this a different person? Is this somebody who's broken? And the answer is no. So we'll sum that up because I said a whole lot. I want people to show me who they are, even if I don't agree with them, so I know how to view what they say. That's the first thing. The second thing is people have to be careful so they don't turn into the thing that they don't like. And the third thing is I 1,000% disagree with that take. So those are my 3 takes. I didn't see it. I've seen, I think his name is Chef Zay. I've seen him on TikTok previously. But I usually don't watch any or very little people who cover the Browns, especially from the way I cover them, just because I want to make sure my thoughts are my thoughts. So I watch less, but just based on what you're telling me, those are my takes on it. So those are my takes on it. Don't agree. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? What is going on? Haters gonna hate. Ask Zay what's gonna humble him when the 40 million turn into 440 million. Talk to him, Key Mathis. I don't care if you're from Cleveland and been reporting on them for 30 years. Watch your mouth. He said, you know what he meant. No, I'm not a translator. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Marie, please say that again for the people in the back. If you are a person who, sorry, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm got to have a little rant moment. If you are a person who gets up on the mic and you turn on the camera and you click go live, articulate what you mean. Don't speak in code if you want me to understand. Make it clear. Don't dance in the gray area. Make it clear where you stand. I shouldn't have to translate it. I shouldn't have to look between the cracks and crevices and try to find the secret code in what you're saying. If you're going to get up here and talk, say it with your chest, stand on what you're saying, and put it out there. Why do I need a translator for somebody speaking English when I speak English? It don't make sense. Sorry for the little rant, but I just had to say that. I'm with you, Marie. Because I don't like people. Don't add, don't subtract what I said. Just go based on what I say. If you don't understand, ask me to clarify. Ask me to clear it up. I'll do that. But I just don't understand people that play in the gray area, because I don't think that's unintentional. I think people intentionally want to dance around stuff so they're not portrayed a certain way. When really what they do is eventually they talk enough, they expose how they felt all along. So, sorry, I had to go on a little mini rant there, but Marie, say that again for the people in the back. Jackson on record saying he not switching up either. Matt Nagy with him tells me some uncomfortable conversations will be had. Yes, I remember he said that, and I was like, man, he tripping. He tripping. I remember we covered that. I remember. Remember a lot of guys were getting out because of CTE. Patrick Willis, Luke Kuechly, and Luck. I butchered those names. Sorry. You are good. I know who you talk about. Off the record, D, bro. People's major gripe with Luck was that he would not slide when he could and would rather ram into a defender or take a hit when he could have easily slid. Dang. So he had the same problem as Jackson Dart. See, I didn't watch it like when you watch something real closely, you really see it. And I'm willing to say I didn't see things as much, so that's why I asked you. That means he was playing like Jackson Dart. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, oh man. It's only arrogance depending on the skin color. Crown Woman Collective, talk that talk. I came in late during the interview. It was close to the end. I do remember he lowered his shoulder a lot. Man. So he was the first Jackson Dart. Their play is similar, but Luck is more polished. All right, got you. But man, dropping that shoulder, running to people is crazy. But when them tables turn, because they will turn, they will. You wrap that up nicely, D. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to make it clear. My take on Sanders' disrespect. A lot of these people are ignorant. I refuse to be offended or argue with stupid people. They want to pull you down into their low vibration. I just laugh at them. Ivy League Mac, talk to them. And I think it's appropriate that we play this.
We do not care.
Some of these people, say what you say, put it out there so I know if I need to listen to you or not. That's what I want people to do. Put it out there so I know whether I need to determine if what you're saying makes sense or if it don't make sense. If it don't make sense, then I'll just keep it moving. Emmitt Smith does a great job of saying it. The marketing of players they like versus the players they don't like. Yes, he did say that. All of the ex-QBs, I heard Chris Sims talking about how Todd Monken was forced in a corner to start Shedeur. What did Chris ever do in the league? Nothing. Nothing. In my opinion, because Coach Promise Shedeur have been so professional in their response, these grifters feel empowered to give disrespectful takes. They're the same ones cowering when in coach presence. Yes. Yes. I agree with that. It's part of the reason why I said if I ever do collabs, I want to do them in person. I want to feel your energy. I want to know if, you are standing on what you say, if you believe what you say, or if you're up there acting. So I agree with you. That's how I feel now. That's their level of understanding, and they aren't willing to grow from that. Yeah, man, I can't grow you up. I cannot grow you up. Saw that these people are losing it and showing their true colors. They can't hide who they are. No. This is what happens when you talk as much as we talk on the mic. If you are not mindful of how you speak, you're gonna slip up. Actually, let me say this right. If you're not mindful of how you speak on the mic, you're not gonna slip up. You're gonna show people exactly who you are. You're gonna show people exactly who you are. The problem is once you show people who you are, you can't take it back. So if you show up as yourself and you are you every day, you're not taking stuff back. I always tell y'all, I'm always cautious of the adults who always got to come back and apologize for something they did and said. I'm always cautious of them. I'm willing to say that if certain people see enough pushback on what they say, they will be back apologizing. And then that's when I start looking at them like, hey, that's one strike. Once you apologize the first time. Agreed, it's all subjective based on whether you support their agenda. That's a fact. I got in an interview late and heard that, man, I'm protecting my peace in 2026. It was a trap and I fell in it. I'm good now. Thanks, Ivy League Mac. It's all good, Marie. Sometimes, you just got to voice it and get it out to make sure you wasn't seeing or hearing things. And then it helps you work your way through it. Like, I'm not going crazy over here. I went berserk when I heard Chef Zay's like Shedeur versus knowing who Shedeur is matters. Supporters know this man's character. To insinuate it was Shedeur's fault for the slide boiled my blood. Yeah, at this point, if you are still blaming Shedeur's slide on saying Shedeur had bad interviews or you going with that trope, man, you just gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You got to let it go. It's been too much that came out that shows that wasn't the reason already. So, some people, they need you to write it on their face before they believe it's true. I found the more I laugh at them, the madder they get. Ivy League Mac, that's what I've been doing, man. I really been getting to a place of just laughing. He puts his foot in his mouth. Man, that's a bad place to put your foot. Luck was just like Dart. That's true. Man, oh man. That's why I had to X R Jizzle, because R Jizzle, he watched every game. So if he telling me that, hey, he was the same way, this is what he was doing, I'm going to take his word for it. And then to me, he described Jackson Dart. And we do not care. Yeah.
We do not care.
Luck was a big guy, but the decision-making wasn't smart. He learned at the end. Learned too late. Just make fun of the trolls. I find it therapeutic. It's just Maya. What's going on? How you feeling on this Friday? We not falling into the trap in 2026. We keeping our peace. That's it. We are keeping our peace. I saw what Zay said too. He thought he got away with it, and then he tried to flip it back on the chat when he got called out. Man, don't come up here hitting the moonwalk when you said something. Don't hit the moonwalk because people heard it. Don't Michael Jackson. Don't moonwalk on it. If you said it, you said it. You said it. The chat did it. Okay, I didn't watch this, but I'm gonna say this. Y'all don't force me to say how I feel on things. So I would never flip it on y'all saying y'all are the ones why I'm doing or saying something. That is the little kid approach I just got caught. If you say it with your whole chest. Say it with your whole chest. Keith Hunt, Jersey in the building. What's going on? Those are conscious decisions, not mistakes. I agree with you, Maurice. Yes, sis, that part. And folks in the chat said that's why people don't like Shedeur supporters. I'm not here to be liked, but to tell the truth and call them on their mess. Okay, sometimes. Yeah, I'm way past the point of doing things for people to like me. I'm past that point, y'all. When you hit 20, I think in your 20s, you probably care a little bit more about how people view you, if they like you, and all that stuff. When you get 30s, you say, you know what? I'm on my own. I'm just going to be me. When you hit that big 4-0, man, I couldn't care less if somebody like me or don't like me. I won't lose not one bit of sleep, y'all. Not one bit. So if people ever watch me and they think that I'm looking to be liked, that's not it. I'm me. I'm going to be me. At this point, I'm not really changing too much. I'm flexible on certain things, but my core beliefs, they are what they are. So if you don't like them, that's cool. I don't force nobody to be here. I know other YouTubers who speak and,
they will change up or switch up because somebody in the chat don't like what they say or anything like that. Not me. Hey, this is a volunteer situation. I want people to volunteer to be here, not feel forced. So if you ever feel like you don't like me, man, it is not hard to click on something else on YouTube. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. So I gotta be me, y'all. I gotta be me. I gotta be. Maybe that's why Shedeur posted the pic of his fat diamond chain he got on draft day. He tired of these folks. Yes. He has a take about Shedeur every other week. He has to walk back into pattern. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, just flow and let the trolls stew in their envy. For real. Scatterboy is the same guy. He is. No, he ain't allowed. Yeah, no, man. Say it with your chest. I gotta tell them the truth every time. They can't continue to get away with it. I'm good now. You guys really are my people. Yeah, we gonna talk through this thing. This is a conversation. This is a Did G Bush just collaborate with him? I haven't seen the vid. That's my guess. I don't know if he was on his own page or he collabed with G Bush or somebody. If people don't like who you are, then they just don't like you anyway. That's it. And I'm not in the business of changing people's minds. So I'm not in that business. I got out of that business a long time ago, changing people's minds, y'all. So if you notice, it's only y'all probably laugh at me because it's only certain things that I'm like, no, you gotta know this clear. This has to be very clear about me. I just read something that kind of threw off my thought, but things that trigger me. People thinking that I'm going to change or I'm trying to change their mind. I got to say it. I can't save the world. I can't save the world. So if you want to view it that way, view it that way. We'll have a conversation. We'll talk through it. But if not, I won't worry about it. I won't worry about it. I won't worry about it. That's something that triggers me. So I always make that very clear. Very clear. Where did I leave off at? Right here. Bro, you don't even make an effort to make yourself likable. Hey, feel how you feel. I don't know where you come from, love chocolate, but okay. Right. I'm almost 50 and I could give dams. Yeah, I'm not about to change. I'm me, y'all. I'm me. That's right. Be yourself. Whoever is for you will stay. Let the others fall by the wayside. That's it. That's it. D, on a side note, did this chat start the new Cleveland? I see a lot of others taking claim of it. I thought I heard it here first. I'll tell you where New Cleveland came from. New Cleveland came from a video of people getting Shedeur jerseys on Christmas. It came from people getting Shedeur jerseys on Christmas. There was a guy on there and he said, "Oh man, this that New Cleveland." That's where it came from. That's where it came from. So people saying it, I would say this. Just know I'm always working, even if I don't talk about it. I'm always working. Merch is on the way. Just waiting to sign on the dotted line on a couple things. But just know it's coming. Just know merch is on the way. It's coming. I say this. I say we live in a free marketplace. Everybody make their ideas, put their ideas out there, and let people decide which they enjoy the best. Let people decide what they enjoy the best. So that's what I say. But, I'm all for competition. I'm all for it. He looked like Quincy Carrier, so he was already sus. Oh no, not he looked like him. Yeah, it was for members only, but G Bush put it out today. It was at the end of the interview. G Bush probably cut it out on the one post today. Check it out. Say it louder for the people in the back. Yeah, we're not here to convince people to like a sucker free Friday. That's it. That's it.
I don't know, but I first saw a video of a guy on a video from the barbershop happy that he got a Shedeur jersey and couldn't get the name Browns out, so he just said, "I got that New Cleveland." Ivy League Mac, you're correct. It was a bunch of people played it. A bunch of people played that video. So that was it. A bunch of people played it. To the trademark side of it. New Cleveland. I just let y'all know. New Cleveland is not personalized enough for a trademark to go through. It's not personalized enough. For a trademark to be accepted around New Cleveland, you probably would need to brand it, have it built into a logo, and you would need to showcase how you use it specifically, and that's different than everyone else. So it's just like if you go to Cleveland, there are a bunch of local stores that all sell Cleveland merchandise. You'll see CLE everywhere. It's very hard to trademark that. Now you do get the ability to trademark your designs, but just the New Cleveland is not strong enough to trademark. That's why nobody's trademarked it yet. It's not going to be strong enough. So just to speak on that side. I sent super chats at the end calling them out. I said, watch your mouth. Hey, yeah, let them know. Indeed, I saw it too. New Cleveland. Yeah, and it's one of those things like, sorry, I got tangents. It's one of those things where if you look, actually, no, it'll take too much. But I got a hat from the Cleveland Clothing Company. They use CLE. Ithy is a Cleveland brand. Ithy uses Cleveland stuff. Ithy did a partnership with the Cleveland Cavs, so they got CLE on stuff. My view is everybody create what they're going to create, just like YouTube. It's just merch. Everybody create their merch. Let the people decide what they like the most, and if they like this one's more than that one, that's cool. I think if you are a person who believes you control something you didn't create, I think you are just afraid of competition. That's what that shows to me. You're just afraid of competition. So everybody talks about competition with the quarterbacks. They talk about competition with the Browns. They talk about competition with the players. But then when it's time for them to get into competition, they don't want no parts of it. They want to stake the claim to it, even though it's not even something they created. So, hey, it's a competition. Put your best foot forward and let the people decide. That's all. That's my TED Talk on competition. If you're trying to be someone else, then who's going to be you? Jimi Hendrix, talk to him. It's all good. New Cleveland. Yeah, hashtag New Cleveland. Right? Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Everybody is taken. Man, I've been side-eyeing a lot of these content creators here lately. Our Jizzle. It's part of the reason why I said I'm your favorite streamer's favorite streamer. It's part of the reason why I said year 2 won't be like year 1, and then just go down the list. It's part of the reason when I started Access Denied. It's part of the reason when I start these sayings and then you just see them other places. See, I got 2 choices. Somebody can use and do stuff that I say. I could be mad and take away energy from me and my creative process, or I can laugh and know that they got to wait for me to come out with something else hot so they can go copy that. That's how I view it. But shout out to y'all for opening the door for me to say a whole bunch of stuff that clearly was built up and I was waiting to say. Let's listen to what would be the best draft for the Browns.
So here for the Browns at 6-24, they're going to go offensive line and receiver, but I have them going Georgia tackle Monroe Freeling at 6, and then Washington wide receiver Denzel Boston at 24. I think those are the perfect fits for each of these guys and the perfect fits for the Browns. So with Monroe Freeling, he has seen a major rise from the final part of the Georgia season to this point where he could be the first offensive tackle off the board. He has constantly gotten better year over year. He constantly got better game over game in his final season at Georgia. I thought his best tape was against Ole Miss in the playoff and against Alabama in the SEC championship game. But he has prototypical left tackle size. He has left tackle athleticism. I do think there are some things that needs to be ironed out with his technique.
How would y'all feel about that? Monroe Freeland at 6, Denzel Boston at 24. I like Denzel Boston a lot. I'll be fine with getting Denzel Boston. I really want Carnell Tate though. I want Carnell Tate. I like Denzel Boston, but I want Carnell Tate if he's on the board. I would only go tackle if Carnell Tate was off the board at 6. Probably I would go tackle. And that's only if I can get Maua. If I couldn't get Francis from Miami, I wouldn't go tackle. So, but my first pick, I want Carnell Tate. Unless he's off the board. So if he not off the board, I don't know about Monroe Freeland there at 6 though. Because if you got Carnell Tate and Monroe Freeland on the board, I want Carnell Tate. I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe it's the Ohio State bias. I'm willing to concede that. But if Tate is there at 6 and Monroe Freeland's there, take Tate. Take Tate. For real. So I can't even stomach some of them now. Jizzle, don't you know when I'm about to say something and I ask y'all, do y'all want me to expose this to y'all? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's the reason why I asked that question. I'm not asking that question to build up anticipation for what I'm going to say. I'm asking that question because once you see certain things, you can't unsee it. So if you're not ready for me to expose something to you, I don't want to expose it because it's there now. Now, when you watch other people, when you watch content overall, we're going to just say content. When you watch content now, you were thinking, dang, is that original thought or did that come from somebody else? Man, he just did that. He took it from this. So that's why I always say, do you want to know? Because once you see it, it's out there. You can't take it back. Can't close your eyes. Can't unhear it. It's just out there. Santa Claus is not real. It's like one of those. Once you learn that, nobody can tell you Santa Claus is real. Horrible picks. I don't like it. Give me Tate. Yeah, I say give me Tate. Give me Tate at 6. Man, I can't wait for the draft. It's over so Shedeur Monken can get to business. Soon come. Big things are going. We only got, 13 days? 13 days for the first night of the draft? Soon come. Little bit less than 2 weeks. Little less than 2 weeks. KC, same at the sideline. Hey, once you see it, you cannot see it. I would go wide receiver, O-line, wide receiver. I like that. If Carnell Tate is there, I'm going Carnell Tate at 6. That's what I'm doing, y'all. I'm going Carnell Tate at 6. I just got to go Carnell Tate at 6. I don't want to make it difficult. I'm going Carnell Tate at 6. I've heard this pick order. What about Downs at 6 and 2 wide receivers and O-line? I don't want Caleb Downs is going to be an outstanding player, but even Emmitt Smith is going to say, why overstack something when you have so many deficiencies somewhere else? So we got to go all offense. Mary Kate is back on that. Brown should take a QB. Ty Simpson at pick 6. She should be banned from the media. Man, Mary Kay, when she put takes out, I just laugh, man. Like, man, she don't know no better. I laugh seeing it or hearing it now. Yeah, you can't unsee it. Like, I'm hesitant. If y'all ever notice, when I'm hesitant to say something, I'm not hesitant to say it because I don't have a strong belief in what I'm about to say. I'm hesitant to say it because it's going to expose something that you can't unsee. So if you ever are wondering where I'm like, I pause, that's why I'm pausing. I'm pausing because I'm like, dang, if I expose this, it's out there. So not because I don't have a strong belief. Y'all see, I got opinions on stuff. Safety will not go that high normally. They will not. I think some of this stuff is just to hype people up, just to throw off what the Browns will do because they don't want to see the Browns get better. Because some of it don't make no sense. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep it going. All right, my computer just did something. Let me make sure I'm still live.
Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns.
We got Dawand Jones here. And double check. Oh, I think that's a YouTube issue then. Okay, good. So we are still live. So that's good. Just had to double check that. My computer just slowed down. I know YouTube has been having different issues this week. Where in our back offices, they've been telling us stuff. But let me just make sure, double check right here.
Okay, good. We still good. YouTube still got me. All right, we good. Get rid of Jerry Judas. Yeah, we stuck with him for another year due to his contract. I've noticed. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's listen to Dawand Jones. I like his attitude.
Browns, and it is an absolute treat to bring in one of my great friends and one of the great players on your Cleveland Browns, Dawand Jones. Dawand, great to see you. Looking svelte, looking good. How the heck are you?
I'm doing good. Just been grinding all off season. Been here. Honestly, I just been in the facility every day, just taking care of my body and just trying to lose weight and just be better for next season.
So I was going to say, off season, where'd you go? I know where, because I've seen you walk out every day, you get picked up, and you go about your business. What has this been like? Because it just seems, my heart goes out for you. It just seems so unfair. 3 years in a row, a season-ending injury. It feels like you're rehabbing probably as much or more than you're playing the game that you love. How has it been, and mentally, to know that at least you're through it now? What's this been like?
It's unfortunate, but sometimes I just talk it up to the part of the game. It happens, and you just got to move on and put your head down, don't get in a deep hole, because once you do that, you can't really go back. And I just try to take it one day at a time. That's the only thing I can really do, and that's kind of what my mom tells me and my family tells me. I kind of told them I let them down, and I really was hurt, and they was just like, you didn't let us down, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, and but.
It was ridiculous.
I just
remember watching it. You have got to be kidding me.
I just want to play, man, and that's everybody knows I compete, and I just want to play as much as possible.
And you've been excellent whenever you.
Him being vulnerable there, but being honest, he told his family, "I believe I'll let you down." They're like, "Look, you didn't let us down. We're good." You just to put the injury that he had this year in the category of his other injuries. Yeah, it was season ending. But what other offensive lineman could have took the hit that he took low to his knee that would have been deemed illegal? What player would have survived that without an injury? So I don't look at that way the way some people look at it. There are some trade rumors out there. Jerry Jeudy going to Atlanta. What we getting back for him? 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 Now they're about to force a combo, trying to say coach will be forced to play Shedeur. You know what it is. Tika, you know what it is. You know what it is. You can already see these things write themselves before they happen. He could go to ATL with his daddy. Not with his daddy. I hope and pray Jeudy gets traded, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Is he a good player, D? Dawand Jones, they tried him at left tackle. He's better at right tackle. That's his natural position that he is way more comfortable with. He is a very good pass blocker. He can just shut down the right side in pass blocking. The area he needs to improve at is in run blocking. Run blocking, he needs to improve, get into that second level. But pass blocking, really good right side. Run blocking, area for improvement. So everything is give and take with players. Like I was saying earlier, it's not really no perfect player. They're going to have strengths and things they need to work on to do better. So he needs to just work on getting to that second level, because the thing that springs long runs is going to be linemen getting to the second level, hidden linebackers, hidden safeties who are coming down, a lineman on a slot corner. The lineman's going to win that. So that's what he needs to work on. But I think excellent probably is a little too far for me. At times when he's been healthy on the right side, I would say he's been good. In his first season, being on the island against TJ Watt and stuff like that on the right side, I would say he was past that. So I would say good. I wouldn't say excellent, because I think excellent, that's saying no weakness, and I don't really think there's any player in the NFL that doesn't have a weakness. So let's see. It's the raggedy media that has an impact on his feelings also. I agree. He got into a back and forth with Adam the Bull because Adam the Bull was trying to tell him, Adam the Bull was trying to call him out for his weight. So the pot on the kettle black situation. Trade him for a ham sandwich, not a ham sandwich. Y'all better be careful who you listen to. You got to be more careful. You got to be more careful. Welcome in Shanithia, everybody. Let's go here.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Come to Off the Record D, where we gonna read your super chats. Your voice is gonna be heard. Getting a little feedback there, but hopefully it's okay on y'all end.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Shanithia. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Hey, it's Friday night and I just got paid. I know the song reference this time, Shanithia. I know the song reference this time. I'm not going to miss it. Hey, fam, jumped on for a moment to kick it with my people. Where my spades partner who plays dominoes. Shedeur, negative narrative. We do not care. We do not care. Talk to him.
We do not care.
Talk to him. I haven't seen Cia Anderson today. Hopefully she's doing well. Hopefully she is enjoying her Friday if she's off or if she had to work today. Who plays dominoes? During the pandemic, I learned how to play dominoes. During the pandemic, I learned how to play chess. Of course, you know I play Uno, so I play spades. I learned a lot of games. a lot of games. Probably a third or fourth. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know if I would take a third or fourth for Judy. I would just let him play out this year. They say anything but give Shedeur credit for winning the job. You see Dylan not going to be QB1. He was drafted before Shedeur. These people are so unserious with their agendas. Talk to him, Detroit Gemini. Talk to him. We play Uno, sis. We get some Uno in. They can't package Judas and Gabriel and send them to Kevin Stink Nasty in Atlanta. Hey, I'm willing to make a trade. Wait, run that back. Bull mentioned somebody's weight. Yes, he did. He was on X talking about Dawand Jones needed to lose weight, and Dawand Jones was going back at him, of course, naturally, because Bull is not the smallest person. So I was not making that up. D, your laugh tells it all. Miss Brown is paying attention. You're paying attention. That's the game. Yo, I made Adam the Bull tuck his tail and run, busting him out when he was commenting from his burner account. I joked that rookie Polly right out of the chat. I remember you told us his burner account. That was some months ago you made him do that, which was funny. Man, no, I don't let people really get me on my hookup like that. Close to never. Where we at? Janky. He could be a good player, but he does not appear to be a team player. We're gonna see what Todd Monken could do with him. We're gonna see. I think I missed a message somewhere. Okay, we're gonna see what he do with him. We got chess over here too. Okay. That's why I always make that reference, chess, not checkers, because I actually learned how to play chess. I did learn. I've been playing spades and dominoes since I was a child with all the trash talk. I got you, sis. Yeah, as an adult, I learned chess. As an adult, I learned dominoes. So I learned some of those games as an adult. I learned spades when I was probably just hit teenage years. I think Barry is getting at least 3 wide receivers in this draft because he's ready to get Jerry Jeudy contract off the books. Yeah. Oh, roly poly. Okay, that make more sense. Ivy League Mac. Roly poly. That make more sense. Yeah, I would if we don't get 3 wide receivers, then I want 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back. But some form we got to upgrade those offensive skill players and add depth in other areas. Wow, Bull said that about weight. He did. Janky wants the team's attention on him, whether it's good or bad. dropping balls. Yeah, we're going to see what Todd can get out of him. We're going to see what the Monk man, the Todd father can get out of him. We're going to see.
Have played, and that's why we got to get you healthy and get you out there. You mentioned, trying to get your body right. I know you've posted on Instagram, but what do you?
Jizzle, I had to pause it when I saw that comment. Got to know how to count when you play dominoes. That's a fact. You got to know how to count what else is left so you can make your strategy. If you're not good counting fast, quick in your mind, dominoes is not the game for you. So shout out to Jizzle. That's a fact. Jakey came in on Tuesday with a bad attitude. He is the worst. I'm gonna view him like this. I'm gonna give him a clean slate because we got a new coach, we got new guys that's gonna be around him from the leadership point. But he got to perform. He got to perform. Agreed on the number of wide receivers will directly forecast Judy's futures. I agree with that. It took me too long to count with dominoes. That's the key. Once I learned that, I was like, you gotta. If you're not a person that can count quick and remember what you counted to move forward, man, dominoes ain't for you. Just watching the sidelines and let people talk trash while they playing. Some get a football or basketball coming out the womb. I got 3 sisters went around the house switching. If you know, you know. Fact on the dominoes. That's a fact on the dominoes. That is a fact. All right, let's get back to Dawand.
What are you at right now?
I'm at 360, 359, so I'm in that range.
359.
Yeah. I got to just keep it there.
What do you want to be?
I want to finish the summer at like 350, 355, somewhere in that range. So hopefully.
That's very doable.
Yeah, so that's not far off, and I just want to shoot for that goal.
It's just you got to lose, like if you're, let's go 359 right now. So get 350, you got to lose 9 pounds. That's like.
Yeah, 9 pounds, you could do that. 9 pounds, you could drop that, Dawand. We got faith in you. We got faith in you, Dawand. You can lose that. I forgot how to do. I'm not a math person. I prefer science and English. Yeah, math definitely. You need that for dominoes. You definitely do. It's a prerequisite for dominoes. Okay, we sound good. Okay, I'm getting a little feedback in my ear, so I just want to make sure the feedback wasn't too bad. Dawand Jones want to lose 9 pounds. I got faith he can drop that 9 pounds. He could do that. I think this is the second Friday of the month. Let me make sure. Is this the first or the second Friday of the month, y'all? Check out the calendar. It's the second Friday of the month. It was early on for the third, going into the holiday. But one thing I like to do here is on the first Friday of the month, I like to give a thank you to everybody who supported the previous month. And this month is no different. So let's get to it. Let me scroll up. Man, my computer, hopefully it's covered through clear. My computer is being stubborn, but let's get it. Here we go. Thank you, everybody, for your support. All right, we back. Thank you, everybody, for your support. I just wanted to listen to it on my phone as it was happening to make sure it was sounding decent. Something going on with YouTube back end right now, so hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not too delayed. But thank you to everybody who supported this stream. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody that's on Patreon. Thank y'all for believing in me and supporting Off the Record D. As I wanted to say, as a record label, a brand, and as a whole. I don't know whose speech I was thinking about right there. It just jumped to my mind. But thank you to everybody for your support. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. All right, let's keep it moving. This is Dawand Jones. This is a longer interview. It's about 20 minutes long. But listen, if you get time, check this out. He's going to talk about if they told him what position he's going to play. He's going to do that little laugh. And that tells me he knows something. He knows a little something. All right, let's go here. We got Deebo and Joe talking about Shedeur and Deshaun.
Do you agree, disagree with old Hasselback's statement?
I kind of agree because just speaking on Deshaun Watson, the last time that he balled out was 2020. He sat out in 2021, and then there's been a lot of injuries. There's been the shoulder. He's played 19 games, 2022 to 2024 for the Browns. And 2 Achilles injuries, and I'm looking at the athletic ability. His thing was he could run, he could move. And I was looking at him while he was playing for the Browns. You get a little age, you started to get a little older. He wasn't just as explosive. So now, coming off 2 fresh ACLs, people have took the Arizona Cardinals.
He got Achilles, dude.
The Achilles, the two Achilles joints. It's like those aren't no joke. So when we talk about those injuries to an athlete, that's not just, that's what he uses. He uses his legs along with his arm. So with me, teams like the Cardinals that already bit the bullet, where you spent that money and you're going to take this dead money for Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa in Miami, you know what it is. You already took your bullet. You bit the bullet. When you're in the Brown situation, Shedeur Sanders, I'm feeling like, give him a chance. If it doesn't look like what it is, you still have Deshaun Watson on your team that's working, and you're paying him $45 million, so you have a backup quarterback. It's not a problem for me to look at it like you got 2. But for them, I'm thinking that Shedeur, he ended the season as a starter. He's grinding. He's in the building all the time. Coach Todd speaks about it. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen Dylan Gabriel. I don't know if Deshaun's in there yet, but I know one thing. I know Shedeur's in there. I know he's trying to be I know he wants to be the QB1. He's preparing like he wants to be the QB1. So for me,
shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first.
They just dropped them Prize Pick ads up anywhere. They dropped those Prize Picks anywhere. They crushed me with that. But y'all see the point. Similar views that I have. You have a quarterback who is athletic, who uses athleticism. Now you have that same quarterback who's coming off the Achilles tears. So it's just very clear that you move forward with Shedeur, you find out what Shedeur can do, and you run with them. That's just it. It's simple. If real talk, this Watson says Sanders competition is Kabuki Theater. Sanders is QB1. That's it. If anyone has seen Deshaun's workout videos, he is favoring his injured leg and don't really trust it fully. He does not. It is crazy. Some people act like Deshaun Watson got drafted last year. Wish him the best, but he is not the same player. That's it, Shanithia. That's all it is. He's just the same guy. That's all. And nobody's wishing bad on him. He's not the same guy. That's the downside of running QB. I agree. Plus, Watson isn't a better passer. He's not, especially after the shoulder injury. Especially not. Let's keep it moving. That's Deebo and Joe. Very realistic take. Very simple. Now, this is what Detroit Gemini asked me about earlier. So at the very beginning of this, I want y'all to pay attention to this from the beginning. This is what Detroit Gemini asked me about. I did not like how ESPN played this and how they clipped this. I didn't like it. But this is what she was speaking about.
I think you see playmaking ability. I think you see a player that is confident in his skill set. So when you see that playmaking ability and inner confidence, you say, okay, there's something to work with there. So I think that's the thing that excites you. What you see on tape are those aspects, a very young player that really didn't grow up in a pro-style offense. It's not his fault. It's our job is to develop all the players that show up in the building and try to get the best out of all of them.
That was recorded last week at the league meeting.
So I didn't like how they switched. So you couldn't really see if that was a continuous statement by Todd Monken. You couldn't see if that was after answering another question or what led up to it. I don't like that. I don't like that way of doing clips. I try to play a clip clearly so people can see what the person is saying. So I don't like that style of clip. The way they clipped that up, it clipped it up in a way that just leaving you to have to speculate on the reason for the conversation and how the conversation was actually going. I'll say this. Maybe people don't view Pat Shurmur as running a pro-style offense in college. Even if it was based on Shedeur making a lot of decisions, which you make a lot of decisions in college, maybe that's what it was. Maybe the route concepts that Pat Shurmur put together weren't pro style, which could make sense. That's kind of why Pat Shurmur lost his job. So I don't know enough to determine which way, yay or nay, about how that went. But Todd Monken hasn't said anything crazy about Shedeur, so I'm gonna give Todd Monken the benefit of the doubt until we get the full interview. I looked everywhere for the interview. I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked everywhere. So, I don't know, because would that be the same thing as Fernando Mendoza? Fernando Mendoza was only under center 5 snaps this whole past season. So that's not pro style. So I need more to know exactly what he meant, and then I can break it down, make it clear. That's the guy Deion pressed about not speaking up for Shedeur too. Yes. He's on ESPN, and he's also his podcast is through Omaha Productions with that's Peyton Manning's company. Both the lovers and the haters can't keep Shedeur talk out of their mouth. They cannot. They always need a Shedeur story. Saying he didn't grow up in a pro style offense is saying he didn't run play action. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would need to know more. Or under center. I agree. They make it look like Deion's program is good. I think you meant to say they make it look like his program is not good. That's not a good look. Who does though? Man, I don't even want to hear people say quarterbacks and offenses are pro style, because what they do in college it's like a different sport when you really break it down. So I was listening to Todd Monken break down the difference in I was looking at the difference when they were talking about linemen, and they were saying basically in college, if you run no huddle, the linemen don't even get a chance to break. They don't get a chance to communicate. They just run the next play. And he's saying that's totally different than the level of communication that happens on the offensive line in the NFL. So even you can say offensive linemen don't play in pro style. So to me, they try to use the pro style knock. They try to use the pro style knock on Shedeur, but you got to go more in depth, because some of it is not going to translate to the NFL. Like, you're not going to be running plays every 12 seconds in the NFL. Not that often. Maybe on a 2-minute drive, maybe on sometimes in hurry up, but just the frequency of plays you're not going to run. So it's more to it where you can break down pro style, not pro style, but I just don't know enough about what he was saying there fully. I'm tired of the media. Is there anyone else on the team? Let Shedeur develop in peace. They cannot. Only 5 snaps. Yes, he only took 5 snaps under center, and he's going to be the number 1 overall pick, it seems like. So to me, that's not pro style. So the pro style knock, I'm thinking that's kind of, to me, that it doesn't hold weight anymore. Because once you look into it, it doesn't hold weight. So I don't know. I'll have to see more. He wanted to draft him at the Ravens. He did. He said it the first day. You can tell his responses edited. ESPN is still being shady. They are. College is a totally different game. The framing is weak. Yeah, it's you. I would have to hear more. Yeah, because Monken always speak highly of Shedeur. They're trying to find anything negative. They are, because the beginning of the clip, he's speaking on Shedeur's ability to make plays and extend plays. They end the clip with he didn't grow up in a pro style offense, and it's like, that seems like that wasn't the same question to me. To me, it wasn't. So we don't need to hear these guys here. Shout out to Jason McCourty. He's the only one who's going to tell the truth, but we don't need to hear them here. Let's move it forward. Let's get to the main event. We are here.
Unless to preserve their career.
They keep attacking Deion to see you. They want to see them fail. They want to see Coach Prime fail. Okay. This is the thing. If you create a pipeline of former high-level players becoming coaches in college, what does that pipeline lead to? That leads to high-profile former players being coaches in the NFL. I think
if Coach Prime has success, goes on to win national championships, if he wants to or doesn't want to go to the NFL, eventually the NFL is going to fire enough coaches where they're going to have to start going the college route. Who do you cut out if you start going for former players? You cut out the Nepo babies, Stefanski. You cut out the leash or the amount of time you allow these coaches to coach in the NFL. So to me, it's a bigger thing at play. It's a way further out thing that is looking at. I don't look at why is this happening, how does this affect today. I look at why is this happening, how does this affect 5-6 years down the line. So to me, if Coach Prime has success, it's a pipeline for former players to go to college, coach, and a pipeline to the NFL. That changed the whole landscape of coaching. Just think about it. Just my pie in the sky narrative I'll throw out there. I love Shedeur, but let him develop in peace now. Yes. Yes. It was one. That's what it is, though. That's what it is. If you want to control who ends up in a position, you got to control the pipeline. So we don't want to see the greatest athletes of all time coaching in college, because then they're going to be the coaches in the NFL. And it's going to eliminate all the guys who they keep. It's going to eliminate all the guys who they keep recycling. So let me get this right. The offspring of former NFL players are coached by former NFL players but don't grow up in pro-style offenses, huh? I think that is edited. I would need to see the whole thing. My takeaway is the only thing I could really put together is the route concepts from Pat Shermer's offense probably weren't pro style. And then you can say, oh, that's not pro style. That's my takeaway. That's me 100% guessing, because they weren't forthright with the clip. So I'll say that. Doesn't make sense to me. D just dropped the bar for many more head coaches in the NFL. You need to ring on yourself. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's where the pipeline will go. So Baby Manning doesn't know pro style offenses either. Okay. Well, he kind of doesn't because he hasn't had enough experience. But how did Stefanski get a head coaching job? Stefanski, if you look up what he did in Minnesota, he was like QB's coach, called plays for half a year, went back to being a position coach, somehow got a lot of credit for a lot of what they did, and then he ended up head coach of the Browns. But I encourage y'all, after the stream, just Google search Kevin Stefanski's coaching experience. Just search it. And remember, Andrew Berry put it on record that when Kevin Stefanski got hired, no other team offered him an interview as a head coach. Hey man, just connect the dots. Just connect the dots. Todd Monken wanted to draft Shedeur in college too, not just the NFL. He believes in Shedeur. I think he does as well. Coach Prime is a threat to the status quo. He is a counter narrative to the good old boy agenda. They could tear it apart. You cut out Shanahan's and McVay's, and then you really cut out the Kevin Stefanski's, the guys who haven't really had a lot of success, who just keep getting cycled in. You cut them out first. Jimmy the Greek told y'all how folks felt about coaching. A lot of these coaches are media creations. I agree. You drop another one off. You drop another one of the gyms off, and we're gonna have to put you in the NFL Winners Protection Program. Sometimes that's when I pause. When I pause, it's because I'm like, man, I'm going to expose something here. So, they got it. Okay. We here now. Look at the media. Look at how the media is aligned, and look at how they get stories. They get stories based on relationships. So if all your relationships come from the coaches who you propped up to get jobs, if former players come in
who want to control their own narrative, they become the new pipeline for coaching. Where does that leave the media? Everybody is in this thing for survival, y'all. If you eliminate the coaches who are propped up by the media who had the relationships to leak everything to the media, what else do you eliminate? You effectively eliminate the media. Just go be. You can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. You can't unsee it, y'all. You're right. They're recycling white coaches for a reason. It's a relationship game. Sometimes relationship ain't above board either. I'm calling it now. Once Shedeur's named QB1, Monken is going to be in the Cleveland media and national media crosshairs. Yeah, they're going to come for him. Cam Newton did a video breakdown of his experience last year too. Yeah. Hey, just look up. Look into it. Look into it. Arch played 2A football in high school. Yeah. Arch is not pro ready. He needs to go back to school. Right. They already started with Monken. Yes. Those players who retire and don't know what to do now get a real coaching pipeline. See how that thing goes together, Shanithia? So who benefits the most if former great NFL players get into coaching? And who benefits the least? The media benefits the least because they lose access. Because if you notice the way that either very experienced coaches or former players interact with the media is a different level. Coach Prime said, no, you were starting that bull junk. We're not going to answer your questions. Only an experienced coach could do that, or you have to have cachet behind your name. When they speak about your position in the NFL and they got to say you're in the argument for the greatest of all time at that position, you got cachet. Put it together, y'all. So basically a hierarchy. Yep. Yep. Prime example of your point, Dan Orlowski, or however you spell his name. Who did he go to bat for? He went to bat for Kevin Stefanski while Kevin Stefanski still was hired. He said Kevin Stefanski should get the Giants job while Kevin Stefanski was still head coach of the Browns. Just put it together, y'all. Put it together. Let's get to Emmitt Smith dropping some bars. Let's go, Emmett.
But as an athlete, they're not trying to preserve nobody's career. Trust me, that's a fallacy, man. They don't give a darn about someone else's career because athletes are a dime a dozen. And we come and go left and right. Every year you have a batch of athletes coming out like this year in the next couple weeks, entering into the draft to have an opportunity. But you do have veteran guys that are already proven. And you're trying to replace these veteran guys because you know once they hit a certain threshold in their careers, things start to slow down and you need someone to transition into the next phase. However, if they really cared about players, they wouldn't be trying to add in an extra game.
Right.
If they really cared about players and their players healthy, they wouldn't be doing certain things. And so I don't buy into that notion. I think your word speaks a lot louder than your actions.
Yeah.
Actions is what I'm really looking forward to.
Graph turf debate.
They had to take it over. They didn't like where he was going with that one. He's exposing that your actions would be different if you actually cared about the players. That's why I highlighted what happened with the Colts. If the team is pushing you to play injured, then you can't come and tell me that team cares about your long-term health. Just brought it full circle with what Emmitt Smith is saying here. So, man, I misspelled Emmitt Smith's name. I only put one T. Okay, don't worry about me. Lost a little focus. But I thought he was dropping gems this whole time. Of course, he's going to drop gems when he gets to the Shedeur stuff, but I thought that was the early gem he dropped. The early gem that he dropped. You're right. The coaches are hiring their own media teams like Prime did. The current media NFL coaches are not happy with the future of coaches. That's it. They act like these players don't be telling these coaches about what they need to do when the players are out on the field. They do. They do. D, what is wrong with saying the Browns won the Travis Hunter trade? They really don't know what they are talking about if they believe that loser mentality. Hunter is a generational talent. I would say this. I would not pick a winner for the Travis Hunter trade until we see what happens with the pick that we got for him. So if you get a generational talent at 24 that changes your organization, I would say, yeah, the Browns won the trade. But to me, it's not final yet. It's not final. Anybody speaking as if it's finalized already when we haven't made the pick, which was the main reason for the trade, then I don't know what they're doing. But I wouldn't. We got to see what we do at 24. If the Browns draft a player at 24 that's not on the team in 2 years, the Browns lost the trade. So just going out there saying early that they won the trade, I'm not willing to say that. Nope. It just people exposing stuff too early to me. Too early. Let's move forward. Emmitt Smith, we're gonna talk about running backs. We want to go to 535. Go about right here.
We talk about those things. We work on those things together. That's where he and I interact. But for the most part, I don't see. I think the word around in terms of reducing the running back position, that's a fallacy. Because then the reason why you talk about it from that perspective is because you're trying to promote the one position on the football field and make that one position your franchise player. You never once heard anyone say that our franchise player is a running back outside of Detroit. Outside of Detroit.
Right.
And that was all because of Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, every other team, their marquee and franchise player happened to be a quarterback. I don't care how sorry the quarterback was. You can have the best running back in the backfield and the sorry quarterback, and he's still your franchise player. Yeah. And you're going to pay him like he's a franchise player, which is absolutely absurd to me. Because when you got a guy back here that's toting that rock and that making his position better, he needs to be treated with respect. I don't care if you give him the franchise title, but you definitely got to respect this guy back here for what he's doing. And that's the difference. I think it's more a marketing thing. Now that I'm sitting here in the business world and I'm looking at how these things come together, that's what I look at and that's what I see. And that's how the game itself has evolved. I mean, you can...
Hold on, let me pause him right here because I don't want to go too far past this point. How he's giving the example of you can have the franchise in the backfield and they go somewhere else. Tua, that franchise was outside in the wide receivers. Daniel Jones, they paid Daniel Jones at the risk of losing Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley leads the Eagles to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. The whole offense was built around Saquon Barkley. So he is right. If you want to call the quarterback the franchise guy, that's cool. But if you have an engine that makes everything go like a Saquon Barkley, pay him. Don't just tell me that you care about him, you limited their touches, and not pay him. Pay him. Pay him. Pay him. Chris Ballard is about to get fired here soon anyways. Yeah, it's stuff looking rough for him. They saying Mason was a better choice. The only thing I can say... I can say he was a better choice if you go based on he played the whole year and Travis Hunter got injured. Long term, I think Travis Hunter has the opportunity to have a bigger impact on the game than a D tackle. If that D tackle is not Aaron Donald or something like that. So I would say that first. But I don't know. People just jump to just say this team won, that team won. The whole trade didn't even finish yet. So I don't know. Emmett was talking that talk right here. He was. That's why I know we're going to get to the Shedeur stuff, but to me, he was talking that talk this whole interview. The whole 19 minutes he was talking that talk. They should honestly let running backs come out as a redshirt freshman or sophomores. I agree. They should let them come out as sophomores. They're going to stop interviewing Emmett. They are, because he going to get his point out and you have to wait till he done. Don't ask him no question and think he's not going to give you his view on it. You think the Browns would have won more games with Travis, in my opinion. Yeah, see, that's why I say it's hard to call a winner now. One got injured, one didn't. It's hard. Well, he is telling us how he really feels. Yeah. Do you see any gray area with how he's speaking? Do you see him blaming them, asking him the questions on why he's speaking this way? Or do you see a person who believes in what he's saying? You see a person who believes in what he's saying. Emmett consistently speaking the truth to NFL powers. He not playing, much respect to him. He is. He's standing on business. He wasn't a good fit. You want to pair Travis with Stefanski and that wide receiver coach last year, he would have been fine on defense. They'd have put him right on defense. That happened to Eric Dickerson in his prime with the Rams. Talk to him, Keith Hart. For the NFL is all about marketing. So since they are about marketing and they wanted to highlight the quarterback, they overlooked the engine to a lot of these teams to highlight the quarterback. That's what they do. Historically, they've done that. So he dropping bars right here. Now we're gonna keep him going. We're gonna keep him going. Walter Payton was the face of my Bears forever in spite of the fridge. William Perry later. Yes. they gotta talk about Walter Payton more.
Can go over a list of quarterbacks that came out about 5-6 years ago, but not many of them are turning into Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford or Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. Not many of them are rising to that occasion as of yet. Even Josh Allen haven't gotten there. Right. But the marketing will make you think Josh Allen is the best thing since sliced bread.
Half of them are bums.
I ain't gonna call them bums, but I tell you how.
I want y'all to catch that. He said they're not good. He kept it respectful by saying they're not good. The guys tried to bait him in with that. Half of them are bums. He said, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say they're not good. So even though he's standing on business with how he views something, he's not being disrespectful. He's not crossing that line. You see how you can be firm in your answer, firm in your view without crossing the line? Old media, take notes. Take notes. Shedeur averaged, Akeem, what's going on? Shedeur averaged 200 passing yards a game last year. I've tried to be conservative, but F that. I can see him going for 235, 245 per game this year if they get a legit outside threat. I agree with that. If the offensive line is able to run the ball better and sell the run better, then he could easily hit those numbers. Now I agree. Travis went to the better team. He deserved to. Real talk. Yeah, Kevin Stefanski wouldn't have known what to do with him. That happened. And Eric Dickerson here in Industry. Dickerson can't stand Indianapolis. Hey, if you're the reason why we winning, treat me as such, speak to me as such, pay me as such.
Half of them are not really complete quarterbacks yet. They don't control their offense the way you would see a quarterback should control his offense.
What did your phone blow up with the most since the Super Bowl between the Josh Allen or Shedeur take? You've been spitting some football fire. Bobby said you should have a podcast.
Well, you never knew. You never know.
Ms. Brown, remember when you said my laugh tells all? I thought about it when he did that in this point right here. I like his thoughts on Josh Allen. I feel the same way, but the marketing makes you think Josh Allen's a football guy when Emmett agrees he isn't. Y'all know my take. Y'all know my take on Josh Allen. I said the window's closed for Buffalo. People were shocked when I said it in the comments, but if you just look at the payroll, you look at how they paid Josh Allen more money earlier, it forces them to have less money available for other players. They had a shot last year. They didn't run through the opportunity, and I'm just going to be the one to say it. They had a shot. It didn't happen. No, I'm just talking ish. I'm glad Travis is in Jacksonville. Yeah, he ended up in a good spot. Really good spot. QBs were used as vehicles to market the NFL to middle America. That's why Josh Allen is the hero, and Hunt and Jackson are treated like goats by the media. That's a fact. Get Shedeur his Chase and Higgins. Hey, our Jizzle, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about.
I'm going to have a Narcan podcast. But, you know, I just think that, Josh Allen is a very good quarterback. So is Lamar Jackson. Shedeur Sanders will become a very, very good quarterback because he's more cerebral. He doesn't have some of the athletic talent that Josh may have in terms of legs, and neither does he doesn't have those kind of things that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen may have. But he has other things that he relies on. And that in itself separates him from some of those. He kind of puts you in a mode of, we say Patrick Mahomes can't really scramble, but he finds a way to scramble.
Yeah.
Shedeur finds a way to scramble, but his arm talent and his accuracy may be different.
Now, how much of this is Deion bias? Emmett,
No, it's not Deion.
buddies.
It's not Deion bias. It's that I've seen the kid develop since he was
You know what? Even though I don't agree with the question, I like that they asked that question and he can explain it, because I saw the people on 92.3 The Fan say, oh, it's just Deion bias. What people want to do is, when they can't attack the points that you are making, they want to box you into something. They want to box you into something that eliminates what you said without having to address it. And I'm happy they asked that question so he can expound on it. So the people who want to say, oh, it's just Deion bias, you don't really like Shedeur, it's just you cool with Deion. Talk to him, Emmett. Talk to him.
A baby, pretty much. Matter of fact, he and EJ played with the truth back in the day when he was being developed as a quarterback. And so, but watching what he did through high school, watching what he was able to do at Jackson State, watching what he was able to do at Colorado, and what I look at, I don't look at the game like most people look at the game. Right. I look at the decision-making of the quarterback. You want your franchise player to be that guy. Let's look at his decision-making tree. How is he finding the man-to-man matchup? Then let's go to the skill set.
How is he finding the man-to-man matchup? Zedric, you remember that stat? Was it the most yards thrown against man-to-man coverage was Shedeur? Do I remember that correctly? Let me know, Zedric. You got to look at the court. See, what people want to do is, it's like the EPA thing. People who lack understanding, they want to group stuff together and then try to compare it, and then they want to take credit away from something that might be made way more valuable because they don't understand it. So in the Buffalo Bills playoff game, one of the things that led to them losing the game was at the end of the first half, Josh Allen was running the ball with the ball loose away from his body. He fumbled it. The other team ended up getting the ball, being able to kick a field goal going into halftime. That's 3 points he lost. That's 3 points he lost. So these guys make poor decisions in rough moments that cost games. It costs games. Trevor Lawrence, when the pressure was on for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he threw an interception at the end of the game. How do they make decisions under pressure? That's what Emmitt Smith says he looks at. If you can't identify if it's man or zone coverage and you can't articulate what being hot and what not being hot means, you definitely can't determine how somebody handles pressure in pressure pack moments, because you don't even know when pressure pack moments is. You just say fourth quarter. Just showing you don't understand the game. That's all it is. And Emmett is breaking it down. He's exposing the people that ask the questions don't understand the game. They don't get it. Josh Allen isn't good for any QB or wide receiver. Questions that need answers are Jizzle. If Josh Allen is the player that the media describes him as, why do his receivers continue to leave and have success other places? And then why do they always diminish every receiver that's on that team? Just questions that need answers. Questions that need answers. He wants to be the whole offense. That is Josh Allen's problem. So I agree with you there. Shedeur got the golden arm. I agree. Shedeur's arm is crazy. Crazy good. Blake and Brady gave Shedeur a great foundation. I agree. They did. Shout out to Zedric for sending it to me. I got it right here. Let's pull it up. Let me switch to this view. These are the stats that people don't want to talk about, especially the people that don't understand football. So let's go here. Let me get this up for y'all. All right. Make sure y'all can see this. Highest yard stats completion versus man coverage. Shedeur Sanders in this porous offense was number 1, 16.1 yards against man coverage. If you notice, when we talked about the 3 things that Shedeur needed to work on, I said he is fine against man coverage before this stat even came out because I watched enough film to see it. He's good against man coverage. He can identify it. That's not an issue. Just imagine if receivers caught more passes. So he's fine against man coverage. Man coverage is not an issue. That goes to his decision making. That goes to his ability to identify what the defense is doing. Remember people said he couldn't read defense. He didn't know what they're doing? This stat says otherwise. Says otherwise. You see how the first thing they lean on is Deion bias, no knowledge. I agree. He run when he needs to. That's a fact. That question needed to be asked and answered. Tika, I agree with you. Most yards against man, he was 1. Lamar was 2. We got the receipts. Josh Allen ruined my picks for the challenge we had. I don't got faith in Josh Allen in the playoffs in pressurized moments. They're trying to diminish Emmitt's football knowledge because that's what they do. Facts. Wow. Emmitt Smith will school them. He is breaking it down by Shedeur's skills, knowledge, and abilities. That is not biased. They can't even understand it. People always peopling, so you have to stay in peace. That's a fact. His best game against zone was the Pittsburgh game. Yeah, because Pittsburgh is not a good man coverage team, so they run zone. They don't run their zones as exotic as some other teams. I like how Emmett acknowledges Shedeur's football intelligence. Jason Lloyd, you hear that from a real football legend. Somebody needs to send this to Jason Lloyd because you talking about EPA. We don't care about that EPA. We do not care about that EPA. Shout out to Zedric. I appreciate you for sending that to me. Oops. All right, let's keep it moving.
Is he accurate with the passes? And is there enough velocity on the ball to get it there? What is he doing? And how is he dictating to the defense, or is the defense dictating to him? And to me, that tells me the mindset of the quarterback, the intellect of the offense, and whether or not he's putting himself in a position to be that guy. And when I look around, sometimes I see guys. I'm sitting back here saying, "Man, the ball should be here," and you going where?
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. And so then I go back to coaching. How are you being coached? Maybe it's not him. Maybe it might be the coach.
Right.
Maybe it's the scheme. And if it's the scheme, then you're not teaching this kid how to be this. You have a robot. You got a robot. Call it a robot.
Every Cowboy fan wants to know.
Mic drop right there. Who does that sound like? If it's the scheme, you want a robot. What coach and offensive play caller made every quarterback look worse when they were leading the offense that they designed and calling plays? Don't worry. I'll let you know. Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski. Yeah. Talk that talk, Emmett. Talk that talk. According to that Cleveland media, Shedeur didn't know how to put his helmet on till Stink Nasty taught him. For real. Shedeur, we're going to show you how to put your shoulder pads on. I know you didn't learn that in college. Like, come on, man. Y'all tripping. Shedeur looked better than Watson in Stefanski offense with lesser talent. Our Jizzle, and that's the conversation nobody wants to have. That's the uncomfortable conversation people don't want to have. What people want to do is they want to have something to talk about. So they say, oh, well, if you just look at Deshaun Watson, look at his last 7 games. Look at Shedeur's last 7 games. I did it on Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon crew. They got to see it. I broke down Deshaun Watson's last healthy game. I showed how he couldn't get the ball where he wanted to go outside the numbers. We broke it down. We broke it down. The funny thing is that went right past them. They didn't even recognize it. They didn't even recognize who he was talking about. Dylan was a robot. He was. The robot was Dylan. If it's a scheme, you want a leprechaun. Talk to him, Ivy League Mac, without even saying who it was. Yes. Alex Trebek, Kevin Stefanski for 1,000, please. When people don't understand the game of football, stuff happens right in front of them. They have no idea. Those two guys that are interviewing him from the radio station had no idea what he just did and said right there. Blue screen Dylan. Error. A Hawaiian wanted that. You stay on fire with the knowledge. Arjizzle, I'm telling y'all, Arjizzle, talk to him. I think they're going to ask a Dallas Cowboys question, but we're going to play this question because it's going to make sense. Listen to the question.
Know what Emmitt Smith is thinking draft-wise for them at 12 and 20.
Well, we can get enamored with 12 as much as we want to and talk about certain players. Unless you have that guy at 12, the guy that will make a major difference at the linebacker court or a major difference at the defensive end side, or he better be that guy at the cornerback spot. If he's not that guy, trade down and get more guys. Because if you won't hear the Cowboys say this, but you about to rebuild that defense.
Yeah.
And if you're going to rebuild that defense, you need to get the skilled guys, younger guys that you got a brand new coach that can come in and learn a new system. You got veteran players that can adjust to a new system, and you make the combination of those two things work for you. And then you fill in the blanks on the offensive side that can help shore up that offensive line so you can continue to build upon the success that you had last year. And that goes at the O-line, that goes at the running back spot, backups here and there. You got to have guys in here that can make your offense become multidimensional, make your defense become a lot more solid and a lot more disciplined. You got a brand new D coordinator coming in, which is warranted. And if you see that happen, and you see the Cowboys defense get back to some level of consistency and dominance, 20% of what they were last year.
Yes.
This team could have been in the playoff.
Are you only taking defense in the first, or are you open to taking offense if like a Jeremiah Love falls to you at 12? Doesn't matter. Are you only taking defense?
I'm only taking defense. I love my running backs right now. And if I get Jeremiah Love ain't gonna fall to 12. And you ain't gonna, if he does, well, that might be different. That might be different. But do you really need a Jeremiah Love?
No.
So you've been enamored.
Unless he's Emmitt Smith.
No, you've been enamored. You're being enamored because he's there. But do you really need him? If you don't really need him, why take that? So you know what you need. Stay disciplined to what you need, and then just build everything else around it. So
it kind of sounds like he's saying what the Browns should also do. You know that you need to upgrade the offense. You know what you need. When all these guys get on and they speak about, man, do we take another pass rusher? Do we take another safety? Do we take another this? Stay disciplined to what you need and upgrade what you need. The draft, the top end of the draft is the best way to acquire young talent to grow with and build your team out. Free agency is the most expensive way to build out a team. Trading for players on higher contracts and trading a draft pick is another expensive way to build your team. If you have high draft picks, you draft talent that you need, you build a better team is what you do. That's what you do. So as much as he talking about the Dallas Cowboys defense, he's also talking about the Cleveland Browns offense. That is what you do. You don't get enamored at, man, David Bailey is here. You don't get enamored at,
Oh man, Bane is here. Oh, Caleb Downs. You don't get enamored by those things. What you do is you build out your team through discipline. That's what you do. So all the people who are saying go defense, go sit on the sidelines and let the people who really understand what they're talking about, when they're talking about the Cleveland Browns, let them speak. The other people who don't know no better, telling the Cleveland Browns to draft or to trade down from 6 and all this stuff, go have some seats somewhere else. We know what you're doing. We know the agenda. So when anybody says Emmitt Smith's name, put some respect on it.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it. And I like the way he said, you never know, I might have a podcast. And he was laughing because he's going to be that voice that's not going to dance around it. And he can articulate what he feels through his experience and knowledge of the game and that gold jacket and being the number 1 all-time leading rusher. So you can't just diminish him. These are the people that they're afraid of to go into the spaces and speak about the game of football. Who you going to listen to? If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you going to listen to the people on the radio that's interviewing him, or are you going to listen to Emmitt Smith? It's a no-brainer question, y'all. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer. Let's catch up on the chat. Emmitt Smith should become a college coach. I wonder if he wants to. He will be a great coach with his elite knowledge. The knowledge is there. Emmitt Smith is the podcaster / analyst you didn't know you needed. He is. Emmit is spitting football anthems, and these dudes are only understanding 30% of this game. Is blowing right past them. 70 on the highway going right past them. They not catching it. They not picking up what he putting down. I'm not a football guru, but even I can see build the offense. It's clear. Tom Brady called it when he said, if you have a top tier 1 QB, why? Explain it more, or is it more to that quote, Jimi Hendrix? I be having to turn off when they start talking like that. Trading back, getting the safety at 6. You crazy, especially when you know you need a wide receiver. Facts. It's no point in listening to him. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, you need a top tier coach. Okay, thank you. I agree with that. You need a top tier coach. Also, Tom Brady said, why are we looking at the players that don't get developed, and now we're not looking at who's supposed to develop them? That just went past. He said that. Nobody followed up on it. Because then you point a target to those people that the media hypes up that hopefully they get jobs later on. Y'all see that circle? Emmit going to be the new nightcap. When he get out there, it's going to be must listen. Must listen. So shout out to y'all. We had another great stream. I told y'all it was going to be a good one. I told y'all it was going to be a good one on this Friday. We hit a bunch of topics. We got some excitement for the draft, excitement for CU, excitement for the Browns. Hey, the people need to let Shedeur develop in peace. We talked about the other YouTube channels. People got to eliminate the gray. Let people know where you stand so they can determine if they should listen to what you got to say. If you're talking about merch, everybody put their merch out there. Let the people decide what they like, what they don't like. It's competition, right? Everybody scream it's competition. Hey, don't duck no smoke. It's all competition. Let's shout out the people that supported the stream. I had a good time with y'all on this Friday. Shout out to Selmo Fudd. Shout out to Marie. Shout out to Shanithia. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. I enjoyed it with y'all. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Protect your peace. Don't let the people get to you. And then also, when people speak out of turn and they show you who they are, just put them in the box. I don't got to listen to this person. Year 2 will not be like year 1. Thank you. Just know, Off the Record D, merch is on the way. Check out OffThaRecordDee.com. Sign up. Get ready. We coming. Peace, everybody.
Look at what I did. Look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they
They're
don't.
setting Dylan Gabriel up